Chapter 1225. Acropolis City, Hero City. Ever since the establishment of Hero City, it had been developing rapidly. Although it had been attacked several times, it was still very powerful and had become the #1 force in China's secular world. There were many experts in Hero City, and entry and exit were strict. It had developed into a small city. Su Qin Pharmaceutical Group's production base, St. Medic Hall, and God Weapon Pavilion's base were hidden here. Whether it was an ordinary person or a Chinese martial artist, they all wanted to become a permanent resident of Hero City. They wanted to be protected by Hero City and enjoy the benefits of Hero City. However, when Hero City was first established, Qin Fan estimated the number of people in the city to be 50,000. Now that the city was stable and developed, even if Qin Fan was not there, his women and friends still strictly followed Qin Fan's instructions. There were only 50,000 citizens in Hero City, and they could not afford to add even one more. Even if the rich merchants and tycoons from all over the country said that they wanted to invest billions of dollars in the construction of Hero City as a stepping stone, or if the Chinese martial artists brought out all sorts of spiritual weapons and medicinal pills to enter the city through their connections, they were all blocked outside the door. Hero City did not lack these things. It had only been developed for less than a year, but it had already become another independent and powerful organization in China. Its momentum had long surpassed the Dragon Sect, and it seemed to be on par with the Martial Art Alliance. There were more than 10 long queues outside Hero City. At a glance, there were at least 1,000 people. This kind of scene happened every day. The people queuing up were all people waiting to be approved to enter Hero City. No way? I haven't paid attention to Hero City for more than a month, and it has developed to this extent? 2 men in white stood in the crowd. Unlike the others, they looked indifferent and were not in a hurry to enter Hero City. I don't know. I've been on a mission in South Africa, and I'm not in China at all. What are you doing as the peace ambassador of China? Your sister is in Hero City. Why don't you show some concern? The two of them were Qin Fan and the Divine Dragon. The Divine Dragon looked gloomy and complained, "Since when did I become the peace ambassador of China? I'm at the pinnacle of the ancient martial arts in China's secular world." Qin Fan glanced at the Divine Dragon. "I can kill you with one slash now." If anyone else dared to boast like this in front of the mystical dragon, the mystical dragon would definitely slap them to death. However, this person was Qin Fan, so the mystical dragon could only shut up. Ever since the battle of life and death with Ling Jiutian, mystical dragon had truly experienced Qin Fang's strength. Even though this guy was only at stage 1 true Qi when he got angry, his strength was comparable to that of a stage 4 true Qi powerhouse. After the two of them escaped from South Africa, they went to Hong Kong first. Qin Feng found Liya and found out that the Firebird had been successfully delivered to the high-ranking police officer of Hong Kong. After meeting Ao Wuchang and Ao Shaowan in Hong Kong, Qin Feng and the Divine Dragon rushed back to the provincial capital. However, the two of them did not stay in Kyoto City for long. After the battle with Ling Jiutian, both sides had completely fallen out. Moreover, Qin Fan and the Dragon God had learned of Ling Jiutian's secret. Now, Ling Jiutian would definitely mobilize the internal experts of the Martial Art Alliance to kill Qin Fan and the Dragon God. Kyoto City was the main base of the Martial Art Alliance, so it would definitely be very dangerous there. After twisting and turning for a while, the two of them stood in front of Hero City's gate. "Hey, both of you go to the back. I'm taking this spot. Here's your tip." Go us. Qin Fan and the Dragon God had narrowly escaped death in South Africa. While they were looking up at the majestic buildings of Hero City, their hearts were filled with emotions. Suddenly, an arrogant shout came from behind them. There were tens of thousands of people who wanted to enter Hero City every day to purchase goods. However, Hero City had a daily limit of 3,000 visitors. This resulted in the gate being overcrowded every day. It was as crazy as the rush for tickets during the Spring Festival. Because of this situation, there were many cases of people jumping the queue. Almost every day, there were people quarreling and even fighting because of the queue jumping. The Dragon God and Qin Fan turned to the side and saw a luxurious young master with a beautiful woman in a cheongsam in his arms. He was staring at the two of them with contempt. What are you looking at? Do you think the money is too little? I'll give you another 1,000. Get lost now. Don't be so shameless. After the young master reprimanded the two of them, he pinched the Cheongsam beauties and said proudly, "Little darling, have you seen my prestige? In this Acropolis city, who the fuck dares to offend me? Isn't it just to enter Hero City? We can't get in the queue, so I'll throw money and chase away the people in front of us." The Cheongsam beauty giggled and purposely rubbed her chest against the young master's arm. Young Master Chiao is so domineering and mighty. I love you so much. The two of them were so intimate that Qin Fun and the dragon god were disgusted. They looked at each other with bitter smiles hidden in their eyes. One of them was the dragon god, and the other was the new top of China. Even Hero City was built by Qin Fun. Now, there was an idiot who wanted to throw money at Qin Fun and the dragon god to get lost. This was the biggest joke in the world. Feng, what do you think we should do? This is your territory. The dragon god smiled at Qin Fun. Senior dragon god, I'm the top of China now. You're my subordinate. You have to help me. Qin Fun glanced at young Master Chiao indifferently. He was too lazy to fight with this kind of person. The dragon god was instantly unhappy. You want me to be your subordinate? Stop dreaming. You're my brother-in-law. You have to call me brother. Otherwise, I won't let Shui be with you. The dragon god used his sister to threaten Qin Fun. Qin Fun was furious too. You're already so old. How can you be so shameless? Qin Fun and the dragon god had no time to care about young Master Chiao. They were bickering fiercely. Young Master Chiao felt like he was being ignored. He was so angry that he started cursing. Oh my god! Where did these two lunatics come from? How dare they give themselves titles? What dragon god in the top of China? Are you guys crazy? Get lost. Don't pass your mental illness on to me. Young Master Chiao, ignore those two idiots. You're embarrassing yourself. The Cheongsam beauty in young Master Chiao's arms quickly chimed in. Then she looked at Qin Fun and the dragon god with pity as if they were going to be in trouble. Qin Fun and the dragon god stopped bickering and looked at young Master Chiao indifferently. You want to enter Hero City? Qin Fun asked. Young Master Chiao was stunned. Then he yelled arrogantly, Of course I'm here to enter Hero City. But it's none of your business. You don't have to line up. Hero City won't open to you anymore. Also, are you from the Chiao family of Acropolis City? It seems like the Chiao family is going to fall. Qin Fun's voice was calm as if he was talking about something unimportant. Young Master Chiao was stunned. He was almost blinded by Qin Fun. Fuck you. Who do you think you are? Do you think I won't enter Hero City just because you said so? Do you think you're the governor of Hero City? Also, the Chiao family is one of the 5 small families in Acropolis City. How dare you insult the dignity of the Chiao family? Believe it or not, I'll find someone to kill you with a phone call. Young Master Chiao's mouth was full of vulgarities and arrogance. The dragon god couldn't help but sneer. The shouting was so loud that it attracted the attention of the crowd. When they saw young Master Chiao, a commotion broke out. That's Chiao Exin, the eldest son of the Chiao family's current patriarch. Recently, the Chiao family has been developing well in Acropolis City. Chiao Xian's status has risen along with the tide. Don't even mention how arrogant he is. That bastard cut the line a few days ago. I didn't expect him to be so shameless today. So, we can't afford to offend this kind of rich young master. We should stay away from him. Those two men are unlucky to have clashed with Chiao Exin. They can only wait to be taught a lesson. Why do I feel that the younger of the two men looks familiar? Where have I seen him before? The crowd was in an uproar. Everyone looked at Chiao Xian with fear. When Chiao Xian heard the discussion, he looked pleased. He held his head high and chest out like a victorious rooster. Brat, did you hear what everyone said? Now that you know who I am, hurry up and kowtow, admit your mistake, and scram. Before Chiao Xian could finish his sentence, Qin Fun casually raised his hand. This simple movement sent Chiao Exin flying out of the line. A loud thud came from dozens of meters away. Chiao Exin fell so hard that his bones almost fell apart. He was rolling on the ground in pain. The noisy crowd suddenly quieted down. Hundreds of pairs of eyes stared at Qin Fun in disbelief. Wasn't this person a little too powerful? He sent someone dozens of meters away with one slap. Young Master Qiao's lover was still in a daze. She looked at Qin Fun, then at young Master Qiao, who was dozens of meters away. She couldn't accept the fact. You bastard, you're finished. I'm going to call someone to kill you." The silence that lasted for more than half a minute was broken. Qiao Xian endured the pain and got up. He took out his phone and was about to call someone. Every day, there were people fighting outside Hero City because of the queue. Everyone was used to it. However, this time, it was young Master Qiao who was beaten up. The crowd looked at Qin Fun and the Dragon God with pity. It was as if they were looking at dead people. What's going on? Who's causing trouble outside Hero City? At this moment, the sound of hurried footsteps and an angry roar came. The crowd was so scared that they took a few steps back. Lu Jie, who was as tall and sturdy as a mountain, strode over with a few lackeys from the Feng group behind him. Everyone trembled in fear when they saw Lu Jie. They didn't even dare to look him in the eye. However, those who often queued up in Hero City knew Lu Jie. He was the security captain of Hero City. It was said that he had a high status in Hero City. "Brother Jie, it's me, little Exe." Qiao Exen ran up to Lu Jie immediately and put on a fawning smile. Lu Jie didn't know Qiao Xian at all. He frowned and said, "Which little Exe? Crayon little Exen?" Qiao Xian and the crowd rolled their eyes. They began to doubt Lu Jie's intelligence. Qiao Exen changed his arrogance and nodded and bowed in front of Lu Jie like a lackey. Brother Jie likes to call me Crayon Shinchan, so this little brother is Crayon Shinchan. That's right, Brother Jie, I was just queuing up, but those two bastards cut the queue and beat me up. Brother Jie, you must take care of this little brother." Qiao Xian inverted right and wrong. He pointed the spearhead at Qin Fun and the Dragon God. Lu Jie looked at the crowd, and his pupils shrank. He immediately pounced on them. For the fastest and error-free reading, please bookmark this site for the latest reading. Chapter 12:26. Remembering in 1 second, Pen's sexual interest, Pavilion. This is a wonderful free reading without a pop-up window. Lu Jie's actions shocked everyone. They thought he was going to beat up Qin Fun and the Divine Dragon. But in the next second, their jaws and eyeballs dropped to the ground. "Oh my God! Boss, when did you come back? Who is this? I've never seen it before." As usual, Lu Jie was about to shake hands with the mystical dragon when he heard Qin Fun's calm voice. "Just pretend you didn't see him. He's the mystical dragon from Mount Mystical Dragon." Lu Jie felt as if he had been electrocuted. He was so shocked that he immediately retracted his hand. The person in front of him was the dragon god who had dominated China for more than 20 years. He looked a little too young. Lu Jie had transformed from a fiendish fiend into an amusing young man. Everyone was shocked, speechless. Qiao Xian suddenly woke up. He felt that something was not quite right, so he quickly trotted to Lu Jie's side and said with a smile, Brother Jie, do you know them? Then let's forget about it. This younger brother has to give face to Brother Jie." As soon as Lu Jie saw Qin Feng, he was so excited that he almost forgot about that idiot Qiao Xen. Now, this clown had jumped out of nowhere. As soon as he finished speaking, Lu Jie slapped him. "Damn you! Do you know who these two are? Forget it just because you said so? Who do you think you are? Kneel down and apologize to Governor Qin Feng and Senior Dragon God." Qiao Xen was slapped to the ground, trembling in fear. Cries of surprise came from the crowd, and everyone looked at Qin Feng again. Was this person the city lord of Hero City? Holy shit! It really is young Master Qin. Didn't I say he looked familiar? This is China's Azure Dragon, the city lord of Hero City, young Master Qin. Someone called out Qin Feng's name. Everyone's legs trembled in fear. Qin Feng was now the most prestigious young master sovereign in China. His story was like a legend as he walked from Acropolis City to the peak of China. There were quite a number of martial artists in the crowd who wanted to enter Hero City to look for elixirs and spirit weapons. They did not pay much attention to it earlier, but when they heard Lu Jie shout Senior Dragon God's name, their faces instantly turned pale. Senior Dragon God? Wasn't that the pinnacle of martial arts from Huaxia's divine Dragon Mountain, the legend of the only true Qi realm in the secular world? Whether it was Qin Fun or the Dragon God, they were like gods in the secular world of Huaxia. Now that the two of them were standing together outside Hero City, one could imagine the shock they brought. Xiao Exine was completely dumbstruck. He finally realized what kind of powerful figure he had offended. He thought back to when Qin Feng told him that he was going to make the Qiao family fall. Xiao Exine had treated it as a joke, but now he realized that he was the joke. The little lover in the Cheongsam was dumbfounded. Ever since she had followed Xiao Exine, she had always been tyrannical in Acropolis City. She had never seen anyone who dared to act ruthlessly in front of Xiao Exine. The woman had no idea who the city lord of Hero City was, and she had never heard of the pinnacle of martial arts. She quickly ran to Xiao Exine's side and angrily glared at Lu Jie. She yelled, "Fatty, how dare you hit my darling? Do you know who he is?" The Qiao family. Xiao Exine was thinking about how to apologize when he heard his lover's arrogant words and almost fainted. Before the woman could finish speaking, Xiao Exine slapped her. "You idiot, hurry up and shut your mouth. Scram now, don't let me see you again." The woman in the Cheongsam covered her red and swollen face and stared at Xiao Exine in disbelief. She still had no idea what had happened. It was rare for Qin Fun to return to Hero City, so he didn't want to waste his time with people like Xiao Exine. He had already walked into the city with the Dragon God. The crowd opened up a golden path and looked at the two of them with stars in their eyes. Lu Jie was arranging the aftermath of Xiao Exine's punishment. As for the Qiao family in Acropolis City, they would definitely fall. As soon as they entered Hero City, the Dragon God sensed the rich spiritual energy of heaven and earth. Before Qin Fun left, he worked with Golden Fur Lion King and the other heroes, as well as Hua Bei and a few experts to set up a spirit gathering formation. Moreover, Devil Beast Mountain was just across the river, so the spiritual energy in Hero City was much richer than the outside world. It was almost as rich as the cultivation holy lands of some hidden sections. You've done quite well here. No wonder there are so many martial artists lining up outside. It looks like I'll have to cultivate here and try to raise my cultivation level. The Dragon God and Qin Fun had already made a plan. The Dragon God wouldn't return to the Dragon God Mountain and would instead stay in Hero City. Qin Fun also planned to move some of the factions in Hero City over to ensure the safety of the two Hero City bases. After the battle with Ling Jiutian, both sides had suffered heavy losses. In the following days, there would definitely be many hidden battles, so Qin Fun needed to reorganize his development. Hero City rapidly developed every day. Every time Qin Fun came back, he felt as if it was his first time in Hero City. The city was surrounded by roads that extended in all directions, and there were many people walking on the streets. Those who didn't know better would think that this was a bustling first-tier city. However, in the depths of this bustling city, Hero City's true base was hidden. There were mountains and forests there, and it was the best place for cultivation. Qin Fun's women and the people from the large families all gathered there to cultivate day and night. Qin Fun? It's really you? Not long after the two of them walked, a cry of surprise came from behind them. Qin Fun turned around and saw Zhao Lingxian and Lin Beibei holding hands as they strolled through the streets. Qin Fun, I missed you so much. Lin Beibei threw herself into Qin Fun's arms and couldn't help but cry. Zhao Lingxian held back her tears, but her beautiful eyes were also misty. The Dragon God was left to the side like air. He was so angry that he blew his beard and glared at Qin Fun. Qin Fun was with his little sister, so how could he be hugging another woman? However, in the next 10 minutes or so, the Dragon God slowly got used to this. He already knew that Qin Fun used to be a hedonistic young master, but he didn't expect this brat to be so wild and unruly. The entire Hero City was his harem base. Qin Fun, you're finally back. If you didn't come back, the sisters were going to look for you. Bai Qing and Liu Chen came together. The beautiful Su sisters also came. Ma Xinxin, Li Shanshan, and Shui Er all came. The women surrounded Qin Fun excitedly. When the Dragon God saw that his little sister Shui Er was like a sister to the other women and didn't seem jealous at all. He had no choice but to accept the fact. After chatting with the women for a while, Qinfen brought them to the depths of the mountain forest. When Qinfen left, he set up a spirit-gathering formation on this mountain. Not long after he left, Lin Bei and the other women all broke through to stage 6 inner qi. Governor Qinfen, you're back. Many people were cultivating in the mountain forest. Hua Bei greeted Qinfen with a smile. The cultivators from the big families in Acropolis City immediately stopped what they were doing and greeted Qinfen. The people from the Ren family and the Yun family in the provincial capital also came to greet Qinfen. Soon, hundreds of people gathered around Qinfen. All of them looked at Qinfen with reverence. The scene made the dragon god jealous. Master, where did you go this time? Little Yao has broken through to the early stage of stage 9 inner qi. Can you take me with you next time when you have a mission? Little Yao trotted over and stood in front of Qinfen. Her breasts bounced up and down. Qinfen almost lost his cool when he saw her. Yun Xiao, Xiao Shishir, Han Ying, Rao Sherman, and Zhang Kuku were cultivating in the mountain forest. When they heard that Qinfen had returned, they immediately rushed over. More and more people gathered around Qinfen. It was as if all the beauties in Acropolis City and the provincial capital were here. A dozen or so beauties were fighting to get close to Su Yan. After saying their goodbyes, everyone tactfully left, leaving the space for Qinfen and the beauties. The dragon god shook his head and smiled bitterly, then left with Hua Bei and the rest. Qinfen brought the women to the innermost mountain. He sat on the mountain peak and looked down at the beautiful scenery of Hero City. This place used to be a mountain resort, but in less than a year, it had become a bustling city. Qinfen sighed with emotion. The beauties took turns to lie in Qinfen's arms. Qinfen discovered that they were all hardworking. Every one of them had a rapid improvement in their cultivation base. The weakest among them was teacher Chang Exen. She was brought to Hero City not long ago. However, even Chang Exen had broken through to stage 3 inner qi. My dear, our strength has improved by leaps and bounds. It's all thanks to the spirit-gathering formation you set up. But since there are too many people cultivating, the formation isn't as powerful as it used to be. Recently, everyone has been feeling tired when they cultivate. It feels like they don't have enough spiritual qi. Han Ying lay in Qinfen's arms and looked at him coquettishly. This seductress was the most seductive among the women. Qinfen's big hands would touch her body from time to time. He almost pushed Han Ying away in front of everyone. However, Qinfen quickly became serious when they started talking about business. The spirit-gathering formation was indeed inconvenient because it was the most basic formation. Now that Qinfen's strength had stabilized at the peak of stage 1 true qi and he had brought the divine dragon with him, he planned to set up the Sea Heart formation and the spirit-guiding formation. The Sea Heart formation was similar to the Earth Core formation in the Immortal Ascension Cave, the holy place of cultivation in the Starlight sect. The Earth Core formation used the movement of the Earth's crust to transform energy into spiritual energy, while the Sea Heart formation used the tidal force of seawater to transform into spiritual energy. Once the Sea Heart formation was completed, the density of spiritual qi in Hero City would instantly increase by more than 10 times. As for the spirit-guiding formation, it would gather the spiritual qi in the surroundings. Qinfen planned to set up the spirit-guiding formation mainly to attract the spiritual qi from Devil Beast Mountain. With these thoughts in mind, Qinfen immediately got to work. Be it the Sea Heart formation or the spirit-guiding formation, they were both advanced formations and required a lot of preparation work. Qinfen began to refine the formation flags and spirit stones on the mountaintop. The women sat around Qinfen and continued to cultivate. They refined all the way until the afternoon of the second day. Finally, they finished refining the formation flags and spirit stones. The divine dragon, Hua Bei Yun Tiankong, and the other experts rushed over. Everyone heard the news that Qinfen wanted to set up the Sea Heart formation and the spirit-guiding formation. Even the divine dragon didn't know how to set up formations. Qinfen's idea shocked everyone. Qinfen, the Sea Heart formation is amazing. Do you know how to set up a formation? The divine dragon came straight to the point. The rest of the people looked at Qin Feng with anticipation. Chapter 12:27. Qin Feng led a group of elites to the Song River outside the city and looked at the chilling Devil Beast Mountain from across the river. The Devil Beast Mountain occupied a huge area. Qin Feng had only entered the outer and middle regions. He had no idea what the interior of the Devil Beast Mountain was like. He rode on the flaming golden eagle and looked down from the sky several times, but all he saw was a shroud of black mist. The river water churned endlessly. Every day, the tidal force generated a large amount of energy. The energy was wasted along with the flow of the river. Qin Feng set up the Sea Heart formation to gather the energy. Qin Feng, what should we do? The ladies surrounded Qin Feng and looked at him curiously and excitedly. The Divine Dragon Sect members stood outside the circle and waited for Qin Feng to set up the formation. Previously, Qin Feng had spent 50,000 Hedonist points to upgrade the most basic 5 elements formation to the Heaven and Earth formation. He used the Heaven and Earth formation to break the formations when he attacked the inner hidden sections. Now, he knew how to set up the Sea Heart formation and the Spirit Guiding formation. With a flash of pink light, Qin Feng stood on his flying sword and hovered above the river. He flew along the Song River and soon arrived at the sea. Suddenly, a strong gust of wind rose from the sea, stirring up waves that were dozens of feet high. A gigantic creature slowly emerged from the bottom of the sea, startling the Divine Dragon Sect members. "What's that?" the Divine Dragon Sect members exclaimed. "I think it's young Master Qin's pet." Lu Jie and the others had seen the black turtle before, so they explained. Many descendants of the major clans had gathered around. It was their first time seeing the black turtle, which was as huge as a yacht. They were dumbfounded. Such a powerful overlord of the sea was young Master Qin's pet? "Big brother Qin Feng, take me surfing on the giant turtle." The others were in awe when they saw the black turtle. Zhang Kuku, who had drunk the ancient beast gene fluid, leaped onto the black turtle's back and jumped around on the giant turtle's shell. She was so powerful that she could trample the black turtle to death. Qin Feng realized how powerful Zhang Kuku was. She looked like a little lowly with a child's face, but there was an ancient beast hidden in her body. Even Qin Feng was afraid of her. "Kuku, stop jumping. Black turtle can't even float up." Qin Feng's face darkened. He jumped onto Black Turtle's back and held Zhang Kuku down. Zhang Kuku was so excited that she threw herself into Qin Feng's arms. The impact almost sent Qin Feng, who was a stage 1 true energy cultivator, flying into the sea. It had only been a month since he last saw Zhang Kuku, and this girl had become even more ferocious. "Kiki, stop fooling around. I'm doing serious business right now. I'll play with you after I set up the formation." Qin Feng pinched Zhang Kuku's little face. Zhang Kuku pouted and sulked, but she did not cause any trouble. Qin Feng waved his hand and threw a few formation flags and spirit stones to the many-banded kite. The currents in the depths of the sea were rapid and the water pressure was enormous. Even Qin Feng didn't dare to rashly dive thousands of meters into the sea to set up a formation. This arduous task was just right for the black turtle. With Zhang Kuku in his arms, Qin Feng stepped on his flying sword and hovered high in the sky. The black tortoise sank into the sea, causing a large area of the sea to churn violently. The movement of the black tortoise once again shocked the people on the shore. After a while, Little Pig's voice resounded in Qin Feng's mind. "Master, the black turtle has set up the formation according to your instructions." Qin Feng's expression turned solemn. The formation was set up, and now, it was time to activate the formation core. Then, the heart of the sea formation would be completed. However, it was not easy to activate the formation core because it was located in the deepest part of the sea. Suddenly, a furious roar came from the surface of the sea. It was as if a sea monster had emerged from the bottom of the sea. The black turtle let out a tsunami roar. The many-banded kite's body, which was dozens of meters long, was spinning faster and faster in the sea. Like a giant spinning top, it stirred up a hurricane in the sea. The sea water was blown away by the hurricane, and a vacuum was formed. "This sea monster is so powerful. If we give this black turtle to China as our naval force, China's combat power in the sea will increase by 100-fold. I think I saw the formation being completed. There's a blinking light at the bottom of the sea. Everyone was shocked by the power of the black turtle. Suddenly, Qin Feng swung his flying sword at the bottom of the sea and roared, "Everyone, attack the formation core together. Let the formation core absorb the energy and form the formation." Not only did they need to attack the formation core to break the formation, but they also needed to attack the formation core when forming the formation. However, the effects of the two were completely different. The former was to break the formation, while the latter was to let the formation core gather energy. When enough energy was gathered to support the formation core would be formed, and the formation would begin to take effect. The hundreds of people standing on the shore suddenly woke up, and they all attacked the formation core at the bottom of the sea with all their might. Blades, swords, fire, and ice. Everyone's cultivation methods and martial skills were different. The wind and clouds in the sky changed, and the sky above the sea looked like a spectacle of the end of the world. After fighting for more than half an hour, the formation core of the Sea Heart Formation was still not formed. More than half of the hundreds of people gathered on the shore were running out of inner chi. Although they had a lot of people, their strengths were not uniform. Most of them were below stage 8 inner chi. Their combined strength might not even be enough to defeat the Divine Dragon, Hua Bei, and Yun Kongtian. Qin Feng, I feel that the formation core is about to form. Hurry up and find help. We can't give up halfway, the Divine Dragon roared, and a wave was set off on the sea. Qin Feng could see more clearly than anyone else that the Sea Heart Formation had gathered half of its energy. As long as they could hold on for another hour, the formation core would be formed. Boom! 6 loud noises exploded in the sky. Under everyone's astonished gaze, the Golden Fur Lion King, the other 3 heroes, and their 2 battle pets descended from the sky. The golden saber was extremely dazzling, and it seemed to have lit up the entire sea. The Golden Fur Lion King had always been a person who started fighting as soon as he appeared. He waved his hand, and a golden saber aura that was more than 100 meters long appeared at the bottom of the sea. Shimen Chue Shui and Ouyang Feng had already landed on the shore. One of them was wielding a sword, and the other was twirling a snake staff. Huato didn't attack the formation core. Instead, he set up a small formation around the formation to help everyone recover their strength. Huato was also a moving alchemy furnace. He had all kinds of good pills with him, and he would give them one from time to time. Bang bang bang. Loud noises came from all directions on the sea surface. The appearance of the Golden Fur Lion King and the other heroes boosted everyone's morale, and they launched a new round of attacks. Qin Feng then summoned the 5 Kings' Golden Talisman. The 5 kings of the Verdant sect were very powerful, and the scene of their evil energy surging into the skies stunned everyone. The flaming golden eagle hovered in the sky and kept spewing fire. The glacial snow mastiff jumped onto the back of the black tortoise and unleashed its frost spikes. The sea turtle unleashed its tsunami roar, and the many-banded kite launched its venom attack, boom. After an unknown period of time, a loud noise came from the bottom of the sea. It was as if a big hole had been blasted out of the seabed. Under the surprised and excited gazes of everyone, a layer of transparent barrier appeared, flashing with a faint blue light. It was the eye of the Sea Heart Grand Array. Once the formation core was formed, everyone stopped immediately. The black tortoise let out a furious roar and disappeared into the waves. The empty space above the sea was suddenly filled up by the waves, and the scenery of the vast sea was restored. The waves under the sea surged violently, and rays of green light flickered and disappeared. These rays of light condensed into spiritual energy and spread into Hero City. The people standing on the shore felt the most intimate, and they felt as if they were bathing in the spring breeze. Young Master Qin, did the Sea's Heart Formation succeed? I can feel the spiritual energy around us increasing exponentially. This formation is too powerful. It has just been set up, and it already produced such dense spiritual energy. In a few months, Hero City will become a holy land for cultivation. I can't take it anymore. I have to start cultivating. I feel like I can break through to the peak of stage 9 inner chi in a year. Everyone shouted excitedly, as if they had just won a battle. Qin Fen's heart was in turmoil. He did not expect to succeed on his first try in setting up a high-level formation like the Sea's Heart formation. Many people sat cross-legged on the shore. The attack just now had depleted most of their energy, and they needed time to recover. Qin Fen, the divine dragon, and the other heroes did not feel much. They ran to the shore of Devil Beast Mountain and Qin Fen set up a soul-guiding formation. Although the soul-guiding formation was also a high-level formation, it was much simpler than the Sea's Heart formation. Qin Fen led the divine dragon and the others to set up the formation. The spiritual energy in Devil Beast Mountain seemed to have a mind of its own. It moved toward the soul-guiding formation and floated into Hero City along with the spiritual energy produced by the Sea's Heart formation. After the two formations were completed, Qin Fen felt relieved. He believed that the spiritual energy in Hero City would only increase in the future. Cultivating in such an environment was like riding on a rocket. When the girls' realms increased, they would have the ability to protect themselves. Even if Ling Jiutian dared to attack Hero City, Qin Fen would not be too worried. In the next few days, Qin Fen and the girls cultivated in the forest. The battle with Ling Jiutian made Qin Fen realize that his realms were too low. Although he had dominated the secular world and the martial arts world, he was still a far cry from Ling Jiutian or some of the hermit masters. Cultivation was an extremely boring thing. Naturally, he needed some fun activities to fill his time. The dozen or so beauties seemed to have discussed it. Every few hours, one of them would come to Qin Fen, and the other beauties would retreat to the side. Fortunately, Qin Fen was strong and unyielding. It was not difficult for him to fight against 10 people alone. The beauties enjoyed the passion after their reunion. Some of them even broke through their realms during the battle. Qin Fen stayed in Hero City for 10 days. During this time, there were powerhouses from the martial arts world coming to Hero City every day. Some small sects from the martial arts world even moved their bases to Hero City. Dongfang Qing Shui's Biyue Observatory was one of them. The defense of Hero City in Acropolis City continued to strengthen. There were many powerhouses in the city. Seeing that everything was peaceful, Qin Fen went to the martial arts world alone. Chapter 12:28. Qin Fen was shocked when he arrived at Hero City. This place had changed so much that Qin Fen almost couldn't recognize it. Alliance Master Qin. You're back. Everyone come out. Alliance Master Qin is back. I heard Alliance Master Qin went to South Africa and destroyed the Golden Assassin cruise base. Alliance Master Qin is so domineering. Why didn't you call everyone? Otherwise, we could kill to our heart's content with Alliance Master Qin. Qin Fen was now the pinnacle of martial artists in China's secular world and the Alliance Master of the outer martial arts world. He was a dazzling existence wherever he went. Hundreds of martial artists rushed out of Hero City. They were all disciples of the big and small sects in the outer martial arts world. They had already formed an alliance with Hero City. Their strength was more than a level higher than the martial artists in China's secular world. The weakest among them was a stage 6 inner chi martial artist. However, even among the outer martial arts world, there were very few true chi stage martial artists. Qin Fen walked in front of everyone. Master, you're finally back. Xiao Li really missed you, old sweetheart. Bring me with you the next time you go on a mission. I'm not weak, so I won't be a burden to you. Xiao Li and Elder Qian Huanchild ran out. They hadn't seen each other in a while, so Xiao Li really missed Qin Fen. However, she shyly stood to the side. On the other hand, the illusionary child seemed to have changed into a different person. Ever since she followed Qin Fen, she was not reserved in front of Qin Fen at all. At this moment, she was already lying in Qin Fen's arms and touching Qin Fen's chest. Qin Fen secretly pinched Elder Qian Huanchild's butt and looked around. He suddenly furrowed his brows and asked, "Where's Ruoro? Is she cultivating in seclusion?" At the mention of Su Ruoro, Elder Qian Huanchild and Xiao Li looked troubled. Qin Fen had a bad premonition. He was no longer in the mood to flirt with Elder Qian Huanchild. He glared at her and yelled, I'm asking you a question. Where's Roro? She probably went to participate in the demon conference. Elder Qian Huanchild complained. Demon conference? Ruo is an orthodox martial artist. Why would she participate in the demon conference? Qin Fen was puzzled. Xiao Li's expression was a bit anxious. She walked to Qin Feng's side and said, Master, Ruo told us to help her keep this a secret. She was mainly afraid that if you found out, it would delay your business. Ruo's mother seems to have returned to the demon race's holy religion, the Star Luna sect, to be punished. She was placed under house arrest by the Star Luna sect. When Ruo found out about this, she rushed to participate in the demon race convention. She wants to obtain the demon race's holy maiden and save her mother. Qin Feng's eyes flickered with uncertainty. He had previously rescued Su Ruo's mother, Lu Yu, from Qin Zhao's hands and arranged for her to live in the capital's Qin manor. He didn't think that Lu Yu would take the initiative to return to the Stellar Luna sect to be punished. The reason why she did this was probably because she was worried that the people from Star Moon sect would direct their anger onto Su Ruo. Qin Fen knew about Lu Yu's background. She was a genius disciple of the #1 demonic sect, the Stellar Luna sect. Back then, she was selected as a candidate for the demon race's holy maiden. The demon race's holy maiden could only marry the demon king or become one of the demon king's lovers. In the end, Lu Yu fell in love with an orthodox martial cultivator and gave birth to Su Ruo. This enraged the entire demon race, and they had been trying to capture Lu Yu. Later, Su Ruo's father died while escaping. Lu Yu took Su Ruo to live in seclusion. In the end, Qin Xiao discovered Lu Yu and threatened her to do something for him. That was why Su Ruo betrayed Qin Fen in the Amethyst Dragon Palace. After learning that Su Ruo went to participate in the demon race convention to save her mother, Qin Fen didn't dare to stay any longer. He turned around to look for Su Ruo. Master, I know you're very anxious right now, but you should calm down. The demon race convention will only start tomorrow. I don't know where Ruo is now. Where are you going to find her? Xiao Li hugged Qin Fen. Qin Fen immediately dialed Su Ruo's phone, but found that her phone was turned off. Where is the demon race convention? Qin Fen calmed down a little. It's around the northern mountains of the outer martial world. Xiao Li said quickly. When exactly is it? It starts at 8 in the morning tomorrow. I heard that the competition will last an entire day. When the time comes, demonic cultivators will gather, and orthodox martial cultivators won't be allowed to approach. Once they're discovered, they'll be killed. Xiao Li's expression became anxious again. The Demon Race Convention was a martial arts competition held by the Chinese demonic cultivator sects once every 3 years. They wanted to elect a new demon king and the demon race's saintess. This was the grandest gathering of demonic cultivators, and outsiders were definitely not allowed to participate. In the ancient martial world of China, because of the different cultivation methods, there were many types of cultivation. Orthodox martial cultivators made up the majority, followed by demonic cultivators, evil cultivators from the verdant sect, and rare ghost cultivators like Shaoli. Usually, the cultivators of the various groups would constantly have conflicts, especially between orthodox martial cultivators and demonic cultivators. For example, the martial arts convention held in the outer martial world a while ago was a grand gathering of orthodox martial cultivators. The demon sects didn't dare to come, and they would kill anyone who came. Orthodox martial cultivators aren't allowed to go, but there are many demonic cultivators in the inner and outer hidden sections. What's the rule? Qin Feng was puzzled. Master, those demonic cultivators who hide in the orthodox sects are cultivating in secret. They want to increase their cultivation speed, and they eventually walk the path of demonic cultivators. Once they're discovered by the sects, they'll be expelled from the sects and their names will be removed. The demon race convention this time can only be attended by true disciples of the demon sects. Qin Feng finally understood that the demonic cultivators and the demon sects were two completely different concepts. For example, Hua Yan also practiced the demonic cultivator's cultivation method. She was a dual elemental demonic cultivator, but she wasn't a demon. She had been mingling in the orthodox sects, and no one would know that she was a demonic cultivator unless she fought. The outer martial world and the inner sects were numerous, and their territories were clearly divided. Now, Qin Fan only controlled the righteous sects of the outer martial arts world. In another hidden place was the land of the Devil Clan. The Devil Cultivators there were all disciples of the Devil Clan who had their own sections. They were the true Devil Cultivators. After understanding the situation, Qin Feng became even more worried about Su Ruoro. Although Su Ruoro had entered the early stage of Stage 9 Inner Qi, no one knew how powerful the powerhouses in the demon race's territory were. Qin Feng was actually half a demonic cultivator. He had entered a frenzied state in battle several times, and he also cultivated the Demon Lord's Bible. Therefore, he knew how powerful a demonic cultivator was. In the same realm, a demonic cultivator could easily defeat an orthodox martial cultivator. My old friend, it's just the demon race's territory. Let's lead all the orthodox martial cultivators and kill them all. Qian Huan Tong shouted arrogantly. The group of orthodox martial cultivators around Qin Feng agreed with him. That's right. Let's kill our way to the demon race's territory and save Ruoro. The conflict between the demon race and orthodox martial cultivators has existed since ancient times. It's time to put an end to it. Alliance leader Qin, everyone is ready. We're just waiting for you to say the word. Everyone followed Qin Feng's lead, but Qin Feng had calmed down. Actually, no one knew the situation in the demon race's territory. It was the demon race's base camp, and even the most powerful orthodox martial cultivators wouldn't go there rashly. Moreover, Qin Feng didn't want to start a war. He didn't hate demonic cultivators, and Ouyang Feng was also a demonic cultivator. I'll take care of this myself. Everyone, go and cultivate. Qin Feng waved his hand to calm everyone down. Then he strode toward the city gate. Xiao Li and Qian Huan Tong followed Qin Feng to the Celestial Ascension Cave. Qin Feng didn't know much about the demon race's strength, so he planned to cultivate in the Celestial Ascension Cave for a night and try to break through to the next realm. Qin Feng sat cross-legged in the Celestial Ascension Cave and concentrated on his cultivation. Xiao Li and Qian Huan Tong didn't dare to disturb him, so they sat at the entrance of the cave and prevented anyone from entering. The Celestial Ascension Cave was supported by the geocentric Grand Formation, so the spiritual qi in the cave was 50 times denser than the outside world. It was comparable to the spiritual qi in the Level 2 Blessed Heavenly Cave Pavilion. Cultivating in the Level 2 Blessed Heavenly Cave Pavilion consumed 2 hedonist points per second, but in the Celestial Ascension Cave, it cost nothing. The night passed in the blink of an eye. Although it was only a dozen hours, it was equivalent to Qin Feng cultivating for 25 days and nights in the outside world. Just as the sky turned white, a loud noise came from Qin Feng's body. The noise caused the cave to shake violently, giving Xiao Li and Elder Qian Huan Tong a fright. Master, are you all right? Old sweetheart, did you break through? As a Stage 9 Inner Qi expert, Qian Huan Tong quickly noticed the changes in Qin Feng's body. Qin Feng's hair was disheveled, and his handsome and resolute face seemed to be glowing. His qi was as deep as the sea, unfathomable. Qin Feng slowly rose to his feet. Every move he made seemed to be affected by the power of heaven and earth. The true qi in his body seemed to have doubled. Before Qin Feng came to the outside world, he felt that he was about to break through. After a night of cultivation, he completely stepped into Stage 2 True Qi. When Qin Feng was still at Stage 1 True Qi, he could fight martial artists below Stage 3 True Qi with all kinds of spiritual weapons and high-grade cultivation methods. Now that he had broken through to Stage 2 True Qi, coupled with the Golden Whirlwind Wheel and the Golden Phoenix, he had nothing to fear even if a Stage 4 True Qi expert stood in front of him. Qin Feng thought back to the battle with Ling Changkong, the sect leader of Starlight Sect. Qin Feng used all of his skills to barely win. If Ling Changkong, who was at Stage 4 True Qi, came back to life, Qin Feng would not need to use the cannons of star technology. He could just use the Golden Phoenix Saber to hack him to death. Xiao Li, what time is it now? Qin Feng recovered from the joy of breaking through and quickly looked at Xiao Li. Master, don't worry. It's only 6 o'clock. There are still 2 hours before the start of the Demon Race Conference. With the speed of Master's flying sword, you should be able to get there. Shaoli did not know that Qin Feng had the space-time door and could teleport there at any time. At this time, Qian Huan Tong walked up to Qin Feng and laid in his arms. He said, "You've been cultivating for the whole night. Let me make you something to eat. What do you want to eat? You two go and eat breakfast." "I won't go." Qin Feng saw that it was still early, so he continued to cultivate in the cave. He had just broken through to stage 2 true qi and needed to stabilize his realm. Qin Feng did not leave, and neither did Shaoli and Qian Huantong. The two girls did not dare to disturb Qin Feng, so they sat beside Qin Feng and cultivated with him. Chapter 12:29. There were many sects in the outer martial world. Not only were there orthodox sects, but there were also many demon sects that had existed for a long time. The North Mountain area was the holy land of the demon race. This spacious forest was full of sections. It was the world of true demon cultivators. Even the disciples of the 5 hidden hegemons would not step into this area easily. If they were killed, they would not be able to find anyone to reason with. Since ancient times, the demon race and the righteous race had been opposing each other. After hundreds of years of fighting, there was no clear winner. Instead, the two forces gradually grew stronger and formed their own territories. Su Ruoro was a disciple of Serenity, one of the 5 hidden hegemons. She was a pure orthodox martial cultivator. She had been cultivating hard in the immortal Ascension Cave in Hero City. Now, she had stepped into the middle stage of Stage 9 Inner Chi. She was surrounded by a forest. Walking in the forest in broad daylight seemed a bit gloomy. Su Ruoro held her flexible sword and carefully walked into the depths of the forest. "Yo, big brother, look, there's a little beauty over there." Suddenly, a shout came from behind. Su Ruoro turned around and saw 5 men in black clothes quickly surrounding her. The 5 of them wore the same black clothes with a cloud symbol on their chest. They seemed to be disciples of some demon sect. One of the big and strong men walked in front of Su Ruoro. He carefully looked at her small face and figure with an evil glint in his eyes. "Little beauty, you are also participating in the Demon Race Conference? Why are you alone? Which sect are you from? The mountain road is long and dangerous. How about we protect you?" The leader of the 5 was Gao Chen. He was smirking at Su Ruoro. Su Ruoro could tell that they had bad intentions. Her expression turned cold. "I have my brothers and sisters waiting for me ahead. I don't need your protection." The 5 of them were a bit disappointed when they heard that Su Ruoro was not alone. However, Gao Chen quickly asked, "Little beauty, we are all disciples of Mount Cloud Sea. Which sect are you from?" Su Ruoro could not say which sect she was from. This was the holy land of the demon race. As a disciple of Hero City, the most powerful orthodox sect in the outer martial world, it would be troublesome if she told them her sect. "When I came out of seclusion, Master told me not to reveal any information about the sect." Su Ruoro's expression remained cold. Gao Chen and the others were a little nervous. Normally, only large sects or secluded mysterious sects would keep information about their sects a secret. For example, the Cloud Sea Mountain that Gao Chen and the others were in was only a very small sect among the many demon sections. They couldn't wait to spread the news. The 5 of them originally wanted to get their hands on Su Ruoro, but now they were staring at each other, not knowing what to do. The disciple who first noticed Su Ruoro was stunned and yelled at Gao Chen, "Big brother, this woman is too beautiful. She's almost as beautiful as the demon race's holy maiden. We can't miss out on such an exquisite beauty. Since she's the only one nearby, let's work together to knock her out and kill her. No one will know about this." The disciple was already bewitched, and the other 3 lackeys stared at Su Ruoro, unable to move their eyes away. Gao Chen glanced at Su Ruoro again. This woman was truly as beautiful as a fairy, but Gao Chen still had some misgivings in his heart. In the end, the lecherous lackey had already made his move. "Big brother, don't hesitate. Watch me capture this woman first." The lackey leaped up and clawed at Su Ruoro's chest. Su Ruoro was instantly enraged. Her expression was as cold as frost, and she suddenly raised her lily-white hands. "Sush, A majestic wave of inner chi surged out of her body. Although Su Ruoro looked weak and easy to bully, she was a true Stage 9 inner chi master. The lackey was only a Stage 6 demon cultivator. Su Ruoro's sword cut a bloody wound on his arm, and he immediately cried out in pain. Damn it! This stinking woman dares to make a move. Big brother, don't hesitate anymore. Hurry up and capture her. We brothers will play with her until she dies. Gao Chen was originally still hesitating, but when he saw that his lackey had been hit, he was instantly enraged. He suddenly slapped Su Ruoro with a ball of raging flames. Rumble! Although Su Ruoro's realm was high, she had almost zero combat experience. Moreover, it was her first time fighting a demon cultivator. She was so frightened that she hurriedly retreated a few steps and was almost burned by the flames. Brothers, let's attack together. This woman's realm is quite high, but she doesn't know how to fight. As the great elder of Mount Yunhai, Gao Chen was a Stage 8 demon cultivator. His strength was comparable to an orthodox Stage 9 inner chi cultivator. He was originally no match for Su Ruoro, but Su Ruoro didn't know how to fight, so she couldn't unleash her full strength. All of his lackeys attacked. As demon cultivators, they could casually slap out flames or ice, scaring Su Ruoro into running. The wind howled in the forest, and it was impossible to tell the directions. Su Ruoro lost her way after running for a while, but the 5 people behind her were unwilling to give up. The flames and ice almost hit her a few times. You shameless bastards! If you dare to chase me again, I won't be polite anymore. Even Su Ruoro's kind heart was enraged. The lackey who was stabbed by her sword yelled, "Stinking woman, why don't you show me some mercy? With our great elder Gao here, you're nothing. Hurry up and surrender. When we play with you later, we can be gentler, bastard." Su Ruoro was furious. Ever since she recovered her memory, she had followed Qin Feng wholeheartedly. How could she allow others to insult her reputation like this? Su Ruoro, who had been running away, took the initiative to meet them. Her body was as light as a swallow, and she leaped onto the heads of the 5 people. Her white dress fluttered in the wind, and she looked like a fairy that had descended to the mortal world. Swoosh! The flexible sword in her hand fell from the sky, and several sword flowers enveloped the area. Su Ruoro was a mid-stage Stage 9 inner chi expert, so 3 of her lackeys fell to the ground with one slash of her sword. Damn it! How dare you hurt the disciples of Mount Yunhai? I'll teach you a lesson. Gao Chen narrowly dodged Su Ruoro's sword. He roared and rushed forward. Several fireballs flew towards Su Ruoro, and their speed was twice as fast as before. Su Ruoro swung her sword, and her body was still in midair. She couldn't change her direction, and the fireballs were about to hit her. A loud explosion sounded. Su Ruoro was so scared that she closed her eyes. After a second, she felt her feet land safely on the ground. She quickly opened her eyes and saw a wall of ice in front of her. A sexy woman wearing a red qipao fell from the sky. Crackle! Before she could see the woman's face clearly, a blood-red whip filled the sky. When the whip fell, it suddenly burst into flames and hit Gao Chen's chest. His shirt was torn to shreds, and a long whip mark appeared on his chest. His skin and flesh were split open. How dare you act wildly in front of the disciples of the Demon Moon cult? The Demon Moon cult leader, Hua Yan, is here. Get lost. The person landed on the ground. She wore a flirtatious red qipao, revealing her slender legs and full chest. Her hair was fiery red, and there was a red dip between her eyebrows. She looked like a powerful demon cultivator. Gao Chen was shocked by the whip. This Hua Yan was a dual attribute demon cultivator. She had fire in one hand and ice in the other. How powerful was she? However, Gao Chen was puzzled. He knew the major sects of the demon race very well, and he didn't dare to provoke them. But what the hell was this Demon Moon cult? Gao Chen had been in the sacred land of the demon race for more than 10 years, but this was the first time he had heard of it. Could it be one of the most secretive sects that didn't go out? Cult leader, please calm down. We will get lost now. Immediately, Gao Chen didn't dare to think too much. He was already scared shitless. His 4 lackeys were all seriously injured, and they supported each other and ran away. After the 5 of them left for a while, Su Ruo finally regained her senses. She quickly ran to Hua Yan. "Thank you, cult leader, for saving my life." Hua Yan and Su Ruo didn't know each other. After the battle at the Amethyst Dragon Palace, Su Ruo was taken to Serenity by sect leader Jing Exin. Qin Feng left Acropolis City to go to provincial capital University. That was how he met Hua Yan. The 2 women looked at each other and marveled at each other's beauty. Hua Yan even wondered if she should take Su Ruo into her own sect. When the time came, she could be Qin Feng's mistress. That way, she would definitely be praised by Qin Feng. "You don't have to be so polite. We're all women. Since I saw this, I naturally have to help." "Oh right, you don't look like a demon cultivator. Why did you come to the demon race's sacred land?" Hua Yan had told Qin Feng about the demon race conference a long time ago. She even asked Qin Feng to join her sect and accompany her. In reality, there was a condition for the participants of the demon race conference. They had to be disciples of the demon race's sections. Hua Yan wasn't an orthodox demon cultivator, so she created her own demon sect. Up until now, she was the only one in the sect. Although Hua Yan had the cold and arrogant appearance of a sect leader, it was just to scare the 5 people from Mount Cloud Sea. She didn't think that she would actually shock them. Su Ruo was also shocked. She thought Hua Yan was very powerful. "Cult leader, I am indeed an orthodox martial cultivator. Can you not kill me?" Su Ruo became nervous. This was the demon race's sacred land. An orthodox martial cultivator would only die if she barged in. Hua Yan's expression changed drastically. She didn't think that Su Ruo was an orthodox martial cultivator. Did this girl want to die? "You're too bold. You dare to run into the demon race's sacred land as a martial cultivator? But don't be afraid. I'll take you as my disciple now. That way, you'll be a member of the demon race." Hua Yan's little plan was very clear. She would take Su Ruo as her disciple first, then bring her back to Qin Feng to have some fun. "Really? You're willing to take me as your disciple? You won't kill me?" Su Ruo was shocked. She felt that Hua Yan didn't seem like a member of the demon race. "Logically speaking, I should kill you. But who asked me to be merciful? I'll take you as my disciple," Hua Yan said pretentiously. Su Ruo felt depressed. She had long heard that true demon cultivators were cruel and merciless. How could they be described as merciful? However, Su Ruo felt that the little beauty in front of her was not bad. She even saved her life. After some hesitation, Su Ruo agreed. Chapter 12:30. Under Hua Yan's enticement, Su Ruo foolishly joined her sect. Burning Text's library. All of a sudden, Hua Yan pulled out a makeup pen and tapped Su Ruo's forehead. What's wrong?" Su Ruo was puzzled. Hua Yan looked at the red dot between Su Ruo's eyebrows and nodded with satisfaction. "Don't worry, I've put a mark between your eyebrows. It's the same as mine. Demons will have a red mark between their eyebrows when they reach a high rank. This way, no one will suspect your identity." Su Ruo nodded in realization. She suddenly looked at Hua Yan's forehead and felt like it was painted with makeup. Hua Yan wasn't the one who drew it, so she felt guilty under Su Ruo's gaze. She forced herself to remain calm and said coldly, "What are you looking at?" "Master's painting is formed by the condensation of demonic qi, so it's definitely different from yours. Don't be envious." Su Ruo pursed her lips and didn't say much. After a moment of silence, she asked, "By the way, how should I address you, hierarch?" "Just call me sect leader Hua Yan. Our sect is the Demon Moon sect," Hua Yan said with a smile. "Sect leader Hua Yan, how many demon clan disciples do we have? Does he have a high status among the demon sects?" Su Ruo was looking forward to it. If the Demon Moon cult was very powerful, Su Ruo wanted to ask Hua Yan to help her save her mother. However, Hua Yan was stumped by this question. She said with a guilty conscience, "Ahem. Our Devil Moon cult has many disciples and masters. We also have a prominent position in the entire Devil clan. Anyway, don't be afraid. If you encounter any trouble in the Devil Clan's sacred land in the future, just say the name of the Devil Moon cult. Hua Yen said it seriously, and Su Ruoro believed her. Sect leader Hua Yen is also here to participate in the Demon Race Convention, right? I plan to become the Holy Maiden of the Demon Race. Can you help me? Su Ruoro became excited and hurriedly expressed her intentions. Hua Yan's expression changed drastically. She exclaimed, "You, an orthodox martial cultivator, want to run for the Demon Race's Saintess? Are you crazy?" Su Ruoro knew that her thoughts were unrealistic, but she was so worried about her mother's safety that she lost all rationality. "But now that I've joined the Demon Moon cult, wouldn't I be a demon disciple?" Su Ruoro asked. Hua Yen felt depressed. The Demon Moon cult was nothing. It had been established for less than a year, and Hua Yen was the only one in the entire cult. No, now there was Su Ruoro. Such a lowly sect probably didn't even have the qualifications to participate in the Demon Race's Holy Maiden selection, let alone participate in the selection. In fact, Hua Yen had originally planned to become the Holy Maiden of the Demon Race. At that time, she wanted to use the power of the Demon Race to defeat the Alchemy sect and kill her enemy by Yufei. But now that Qinfen had helped her fulfill her wish of vengeance, Hua Yen was here to join in the fun. "By the way, what's your name?" Hua Yen suddenly looked at Su Ruoro. Su Ruoro thought for a moment and said, "Wu Xi." Disciple Wuxin, the Demon Race's Saintess has to undergo a strict selection process. Appearance, figure, strength, realm, and many other factors must be selected. Even if you join my Demon Moon cult, your identity will be exposed the moment you make a move. You don't even know how to release the most basic flames and ice. I can tell at a glance that you're not a demon cultivator." Hua Yan's words completely dispelled Su Ruoro's thoughts of becoming the Demon Race's Saintess. She suddenly looked at Hua Yen and said, "Cult Master Hua Yen, can you do me a favor?" Hua Yen wholeheartedly wanted to subdue Su Ruoro and bring her to Qinfen as his lover. She couldn't refuse Su Ruoro now. "Tell me. I'll definitely help you if I can. I want to barge into a demon sect," Su Ruoro said with some excitement. Hua Yan's expression changed drastically. She forced herself to remain calm and said, "What sect?" "Stellar Luna sect." As soon as Su Ruoro's words fell, Hua Yen jumped in fright. The Stellar Luna sect was one of the strongest sects in the Demon Race. They even had a Saintess in the last Demon Race conference. However, rumor had it that the Saintess ran away with an orthodox martial cultivator. Hua Yen didn't know whether it was true or not. I'll think about this first. The Demon Race conference is about to begin. Let's talk about it after the conference is over. Hua Yen was shocked. She was only a stage 8 demon cultivator. How would she dare to barge into the Stellar Luna sect? She could only temporarily delay Su Ruoro. Su Ruoro believed Hua Yan's words. She immediately bowed to Hua Yen and said, "Disciple Wuxin thanks Hierarch Hua Yen in advance." Hua Yen blushed. She wasn't like this in the past. She realized that after spending so much time with Qinfen, she had learned to trick people. "Disciple Wuxin, you don't have to be so polite. Let's go to the Demon Race conference together. I'll protect you." Hua Yen felt a little guilty towards Su Ruoro. She walked up to Su Ruoro and hugged her. Along the way, the two women walked hand in hand like good sisters. Hua Yen was extroverted and talked about many things. Su Ruoro was a little absent-minded. She felt that Hua Yen was about the same age as her. Sometimes she talked like a child. Is she really the leader of a sect? She doesn't look like one. The Demon Race conference was held in a forest in the depths of the northern mountains. It was less than an hour before the conference began. All the disciples of the Demon Race sects flocked to the conference. People came and went in the huge forest. The wild beasts seemed to have sensed danger and hid. Along the way, many disciples passed by Su Ruoro and Hua Yen. They were all attracted by their beauty. However, with so many people coming and going, no one dared to make a move on their children. Wouldn't that be a disgrace to their own sect? Hierarch Hua Yen, what's going on ahead? After walking for an unknown amount of time, they arrived at the depths of the forest. There were more than 10 long lines in front of them. All the disciples of the demon race sects were queuing for something. They're checking tickets. It's not easy to enter the demon race conference. You must be a disciple of a demon race sect. If you find someone from an orthodox sect trying to sneak in, you'll be killed on the spot. Hua Yan's words made Su Ruo tremble. She was glad that she met Hierarch Hua Yan. Otherwise, she might have already died. Alright, let's wait. Don't look around. It's easy to attract trouble. Hua Yan had worked hard in society since she was young. She knew a lot more than Su Ruo. She took care of Su Ruo like a big sister, which made Su Ruo feel grateful. The two girls stood out from the crowd, especially Hua Yan. Her devilish figure and angelic face attracted many people's furtive glances, almost causing Hua Yan's hair to stand on end. After waiting for half an hour, it was finally Hua Yan and Su Ruo's turn. There was a row of demon guards standing at the entrance of the forest. These people were wearing black battle armor with the pattern of thunderclouds engraved on their shoulders. It was the symbol of the thunder cult established by the current demon king, Zhonglu. There were 8 great guards of the thunder cult guarding here. No wonder everyone lined up in an orderly manner. No one dared to mess around. Which sect are you two from? Take out your token. The leader of the guards was holding a silver spear. He was tall and sturdy. Su Ruo and Hua Yan were scared. The two girls were not demon disciples. They were just here to fish in troubled waters. At this moment, they had a guilty conscience. How dare you? I am the hierarch of the demon moon cult, Hua Yan. Be polite when you speak. Hua Yan was born to be strange and bold. She pretended to be angry and stared at the guard. The demon disciples in the queue were shocked. They stared at Hua Yan and Su Ruo. They were the 8 great guards of the thunder cult. No one dared to be ruthless. They were afraid of offending them. They did not expect the two girls to be so aggressive. The 8 guards were also stunned. The leader of the guards glared at Hua Yan. He was a little flustered. Basically, all the devil sects had come to the demon race convention this time, and there was no lack of large sects that could stand shoulder to shoulder with the Thunderbolt sect. The 8 guards were merely disciples of the Thunderbolt sect. If they really offended the elders or sect masters of other large sects, the consequences would be very tragic. What demon moon cult? Why have I not heard of it? The leader of the guards looked at Hua Yan suspiciously. His tone was obviously softer. Su Ruo's heart tightened. She was a little worried. Hierarch Hua Yan said that the demon moon cult had many disciples and experts. How could these guards not have heard of it? An awkward expression appeared on Hua Yan's face. She was on the verge of collapsing. You're just ignorant if you've never heard of it. This is the token of our sect. Let us in. Hua Yan took out a jade token. The words, Demon Moon Cult, were engraved on it. This token was indeed issued by the Demon Race's Church Alliance. After a sect was established in the Demon Race's Holy Land, they would issue a unified token to recognize the status of these sections. However, the Demon Moon Cult was established not long ago and was not famous. It was normal that the 8 great guards had not heard of it. Even the 100 or so demon disciples in the queue had not heard of it. The leader of the guards looked at the token. It was indeed issued by the Demon Race's Church Alliance. Thus, he began to look through the register. It recorded the names of all the sects that were qualified to participate in the Demon Race Convention. He looked through it from beginning to end. However, he could not find the Demon Moon Cult. What bullshit Demon Moon Cult? Is it a newly established sect? It hasn't even been a year, right? Are you a member of the Demon Dao? Don't you know that only sects that have been established for more than a year are qualified to participate in the Demon Race Convention? Hurry up and get lost. After the leader of the guards found out the status of Hua Yan's sect, his expression became fierce. A small sect that was established not long ago dared to act so ruthlessly in front of him? They were simply asking for a scolding. Let's go. Hua Yan immediately realized that danger was approaching. She pulled Su Ruo and ran. However, the 2 women's realms were still a little low. They were hit by the violent demonic chi that burst out from the leader of the guards. They were directly sent flying and only stopped when they landed on a big tree. The 2 women quickly got up from the ground. They were not seriously injured. However, Their clothes were stained with some dust. The red mark between Su Ruoro's eyebrows was also half wiped off. She looked a little embarrassed. No, there's something wrong with these two women. The white-robed woman's eyebrows were painted on. She is not a demon disciple. The crowd was instantly in an uproar. Su Ruoro and Hua Yan were quite frightened. Facing so many demon disciples, the two of them were not a match for them. What's a run? Hua Yan did not dare to stay any longer. She called out to Su Ruoro as she ran, and Su Ruoro immediately followed behind her. However, they had only run a few steps when a berserk demonic chi surged behind them, followed by a furious roar. There's actually a martial cultivator who invaded the demon race's holy land? This is simply suicide. Chapter 12:31. Male. The strength of this guard captain of the Stellar Luna sect was not ordinary. The berserk devil chi around him was clearly the sign of a 9th-level devil cultivator. When a devil cultivator reached the 9th level of devil chi, the realms were not as detailed as the 9 inner levels of martial cultivators. There was no distinction of beginning, middle, end, or peak. Demon cultivators had many tricks up their sleeves. They could transform their demonic aura into fire, ice, and even lightning. They could also enter the berserk mode to increase their strength rapidly. They were much more powerful than orthodox martial cultivators of the same realm. Su Ruoro had just entered the mid-stage of Stage 9 Inner Chi, but she lacked combat experience. Hua Yan, on the other hand, was only a Stage 8 demon cultivator. The two of them were powerless before the captain of the guard. Boom! The fireballs fell on Su Ruoro, and Hua Yan felt the temperature behind them rising rapidly. Seeing that the fireballs were about to hit Su Ruoro, Hua Yan gritted her teeth and launched a ball of ice. Crack! A wall of ice appeared out of thin air and blocked the attack. Su Ruoro narrowly dodged the attack, but the ice quickly melted in the flames. It only lasted for the blink of an eye before several balls of flames descended. Wu Xen run! Hua Yan yelled as she was hit by a fireball. The violent demonic aura exploded on her body and sent her flying more than 10 meters away. Su Ruoro stopped abruptly. Tears welled up in her eyes when she saw Hua Yan, whom she had just met, risked her life to save her. She leaped to Hua Yan's side. Hua Yan, are you all right? Hua Yan covered her chest with her hand. She was enraged. How dare this captain of the guard hurt her? She was Qin Feng's woman. At this moment, the captain of the guard, who was clad in black demonic armor, leaped toward them without giving them a chance to catch their breath. Don't worry about me. Hua Yan pushed Su Ruoro. Su Ruoro felt a surge of warmth in her heart. She leaped into the air and drew her soft sword. How dare you hurt the leader of the Demon Moon cult? Watch my sword. A gust of wind blew, eliciting screams from the crowd. Su Ruoro was a mid-stage Stage 9 Inner Chi expert. She unleashed an earth-shattering aura with her sword. The surging sword chi surged like a tidal wave and blotted out the sky. Many low-ranked demon cultivators were suffocated by the pressure. Many of them were men who had been eyeing Su Ruoro's beauty. Many of them were terrified when they saw how powerful this woman was. Humph! A mere demon moon cult is nothing. It's not even worthy of carrying my thunder cult's shoes. The guard captain's expression did not change. He suddenly clapped his hands, and several fireballs flew out, blocking the sword chi. Su Ruoro was very fearful of the flames. She continuously leaped between the trees and swung her sword from time to time. However, she was unable to harm the captain of the guards. Woman, you are indeed an orthodox martial cultivator. You can't even release the most basic fire and ice. How dare a martial cultivator trespass into our demon race's sacred land? Everyone attack together and capture her. After exchanging blows, Su Ruoro's identity was completely exposed. The other 7 guards flew over and instantly surrounded Su Ruoro. Hua Yan recuperated and stabilized the demonic energy in her body. She leaped to Su Ruoro's side, and the 2 women stood back to back as they stared at the guards around them vigilantly. Their hearts were as anxious as ants on a hot pan. Hierarch Hua Yan, my identity has been exposed, but you are a member of the demon clan. Don't worry about me, leave quickly. Hua Yan had never abandoned Su Ruoro. At this moment, Su Ruoro did not want to implicate Hua Yan. The two women whispered to each other. Hua Yan said firmly, "How can I do that? You have joined my demon moon cult, so you are mine. As long as I am alive, no one can bully you. Don't worry too much, the great demon king of our demon moon cult has not arrived yet. If he finds out that we have been bullied, this group of people will all die." The great demon king that Hua Yan mentioned was Qin Feng, but Su Ruoro did not believe it. Su Ruoro could see that Hua Yan's strength was similar to hers. The demon moon cult that she established probably had an ordinary status. It did not even have the qualification to participate in the demon race convention. The captain of the guards had already lost his patience. As soon as he gave the order, 8 guards flew over at the same time. For a moment, fire and ice covered the two women's heads, as if it was raining ice and fire. Such a powerful lineup of attacks stunned the group of devil disciples in the queue. Their eyes flashed with a hint of pity. Such beautiful and exquisite little beauties were destroyed just like that? Bang, bang, bang. A series of loud noises exploded in the forest. Su Ruoro and Hua Yan stood in the center of the explosion. They even closed their eyes, but the two women did not feel any injuries. When they opened their eyes, they were instantly stunned by the scene in front of them. High up in the sky above their heads, there was an additional layer of deep blue dazzling ice. The ice was like an impenetrable fortress, holding up the sky above the two girls. No matter how fierce the attacks of the 8 guards were, they could not break through the protection of the ice wall. What is this? The captain of the guards had already discovered the abnormality. He frowned as he looked at the hard layer of ice. Suddenly, there was a cry of surprise from the crowd. Then, everyone looked at the sky in the distance. What is that? A demon king has descended? What a beautiful light! I heard that after stepping into the demon king stage, one can walk in the air and travel 1,000 miles in a breath. Is it really a demon king? The demon race has not seen a demon king for hundreds of years. That person is approaching. He is coming. Even the 8 guards stopped their attacks and looked at the dazzling sky in the distance. A silver light appeared, as if a celestial being had descended from the sky. The newcomer's white robe and long hair fluttered in the wind. He stepped on 2 balls of fire and moved hundreds of meters in the blink of an eye. After a few breaths, he arrived at the crowd from afar. Hundreds of demon disciples were dumbfounded. They were so scared that they did not even dare to breathe. Even the 8 guards of the Thunder sect were nervous. Who was this person? We are the 8 guards of the Thunder sect. May I know who you are? One of the 8 guards suddenly spoke. As soon as he finished speaking, a golden light flashed. A loud explosion followed. The guard who was still alive a second ago was blown into a bloody mess. Hiss. The crowd gasped. The vast forest was immersed in a deathly silence. That was a guard of the Thunder sect, a stage 8 demon cultivator. No one saw how Qin Feng attacked. How could a stage 8 demon cultivator die so easily? I am the demon king of the demon moon sect, young Master Feng. You dare to bully my woman? You are courting death. The newcomer was Qin Feng, who had come from the time gate. His roar shook the entire forest. Qin Feng had stabilized his stage 2 true qi. He stepped on the golden whirlwind wheel and held the overbearing golden phoenix in his hand. It was as if a god had descended. The atmosphere was silent and oppressive. The group of demon disciples were so scared that their legs were trembling. The remaining 7 guards' hearts were beating wildly. The newcomer's strength was unfathomable. It made people want to kneel in front of him. The leader of the guards hurriedly thought of the demon moon sect, but he could not think of which sect it was. There were many sects in the demon race. Among them, the Thunder sect was the strongest because they had the previous demon king. However, the Star Luna sect, the Void Soul Palace, and the Life and Death sect were also famous. Their power was not much weaker than the Thunder sect. However, the leader of the guards was not familiar with the demon moon sect. It was definitely not a famous sect. Otherwise, everyone would not be so unfamiliar with it. However, in the next moment, a white light flashed in the leader of the guard's eyes. The Demon Moon sect? Wasn't it the sect where the two women they wanted to kill were from? When everyone came to their senses, Qin Feng was already standing beside the two women. Everyone's heart tightened. They watched the 8 guards bully Su Ruoro and Hua Yan. Now that their man came looking for trouble, would he beat them up? Qin Feng. Why are you here? The moment they saw Qin Feng, Su Ruoro and Hua Yan felt a warm current in their hearts. They threw themselves into Qin Feng's arms at the same time. Qin Feng came in time. He patted the two women's heads dotingly. Hua Yan suddenly jumped out and looked at Su Ruoro and Qin Feng in a daze. She said, You know each other? Su Ruoro suddenly woke up. I am Qin Feng's woman. What about you? Hua Yan was depressed. Wasn't Qin Feng a little too promiscuous? She randomly met a beautiful woman in the demon race's sacred land. The probability was very high. Qin Feng was depressed when he saw the two women standing together. He came to look for Su Ruoro, but he didn't expect Hua Yan to come. However, now was not the time to talk about this. Qin Feng stood in front of the two women and looked at the 7 guards coldly. You want to kill the people of the Demon Moon sect? You are courting death. Before Qin Feng came, he learned about the situation in the demon race's sacred land from Shaoli. All the people here were people of the Demon Dao. Qin Feng didn't plan to fight them directly. He pretended to be the demon king of the Demon Moon sect and came with the identity of a demon cultivator. The 7 guards, who were originally arrogant and despotic, stared at each other. None of them dared to take the initiative to speak. When Qin Feng descended from the sky, it was as if he had stepped into the realm of a demon king. With a single move, he killed a level 8 demon cultivator. Such a powerful skill caused everyone to tremble in fear. Senior, we found out that the woman is not a demon cultivator, so we attacked her. Since you are the leader of the Demon Moon sect, you should give us an explanation. We are the guards of the Thunder sect. We are specially ordered by the Demon King Chong Lu to guard this place and check the information and identity of the participants of the Demon Race Convention. The leader of the guard suppressed the nervousness in his heart and looked at Qin Feng with a slightly cold tone. Although Qin Feng's skill was good, the 7 guards were disciples of the Thunder sect, the #1 sect of the demon race. They would not easily bow to Qin Feng. Thunder sect? What the hell is that? Is it very powerful? Qin Feng didn't understand the situation in the demon race's sacred land at all. He showed a look of disdain. Suddenly, there was a sigh. Chapter 12:32. How dare you insult our demon king Chong Lu? You don't know your place. One of the guards was enraged. He waved his silver spear and tried to stab Qin Feng. However, just as he moved half a step, a golden light flashed and the guard was cut in half at the waist. He lay on the ground but didn't die. The 2 halves of his body were twitching. These demons were violent by nature, but they were shocked by this cruel scene. Su Ruoro and Hua Yan didn't even dare to look. They hugged Qin Feng's clothes tightly. Another 8th-layer demonic cultivator fell just like that. They felt like ants in front of Qin Feng. The remaining 6 guards were filled with terror and secretly took a step back. Demon King Chong Lu? Anyone who dares to offend young Master Feng's woman has only one ending, and that is death. Now, he stood at the pinnacle of China's secular world and commanded the orthodox martial arts of the outer world. How domineering was he? Even though he was surrounded by hundreds of demon race disciples, he still looked down upon them with disdain. Everyone was shocked and started to guess Qin Feng's identity. They were all demon disciples and had never heard of the Demon Moon cult. They didn't even know the name of young Master Feng. Where did this madman come from? He had such a high realm at such a young age. It really made people jealous. You insulted the demon sect and killed the disciple of the Thunder cult. We will not let this matter rest. The Thunder cult will find you. After a long silence, the guard leader glared at Qin Feng coldly. He turned around and ran as soon as he finished speaking. Obviously, he was afraid of Qin Feng. The other 5 guards were startled and immediately followed. The 6 of them ran halfway when Qin Feng's cold voice came from behind. Did I say you can leave? Whoever dares to move will die. The 6 people who were running stopped abruptly. An unprecedented fear rose in their hearts. They were afraid that if they ran any further, they would end up like their junior brother who was cut in half at the waist. As a disciple of the Thunder Cult, the guard captain had never been suppressed like this before. The accumulated anger in his heart completely exploded. He suddenly shouted at the crowd, "Everyone, hurry up and kill these 3 people. They aren't demon disciples at all. I'm afraid they're orthodox martial cultivators here to cause trouble." The guard captain's words caused the crowd to boil over. Since ancient times, righteous and fiendish cultivators had always been at odds with one another. Moreover, today was the day of the demon race's General Assembly, yet there were actually orthodox martial cultivators here to cause trouble? The several hundred devil race disciples immediately banded together and glared fiercely at Qin Feng's trio. "We're doomed. Qin Feng, let's run." Hua Yen pinched Qin Feng's lower back anxiously. Su Ruoro was also fearful. The 2 women knew that Qin Feng was powerful, but he couldn't defeat hundreds of demon disciples by himself. However, Qin Feng's expression was indifferent, as if the hundreds of devil disciples were air. Under the astonished gazes of the crowd, Qin Feng raised his sword and slashed down, creating a sword mark on the ground in front of him. An indifferent voice rang out, "Those who cross this line, die. The 6 of you, kowtow and apologize to my 2 women. If you do that, I will spare your lives." From the moment Qin Feng appeared, he had been overbearing. His every word and action set off a storm in everyone's hearts. Everyone knew Qin Feng was powerful, but they didn't know where he got his confidence to be so arrogant. Was he going to rely on his own strength to fight against the entire fiend race? Damn it! This brat is too arrogant. I am the great elder of the Tower of Light, Black Wind. I've come to fight you. A furious roar came from the crowd, and an old man wearing a black robe flew over. Before he arrived, a gust of wind blew in the surroundings, causing the trees to sway unsteadily. It was as if a storm was about to happen. When the old man appeared, the crowd went into an uproar. This old man was clearly rather famous in the fiend race, and many people shouted his name. "It's the Tower of Light's Elder Black. I heard that he competed for the Demon King title in the last demon gathering. At that time, he was a 9th-layer demonic cultivator. After 3 years, his strength cannot be underestimated. That brat is indeed too arrogant. To have such a cultivation level at such a young age, he is definitely a cultivation genius. Unfortunately, he's too arrogant. I think Elder Black will be able to destroy him. Damn. Why is Elder Black's fireball so swift and fierce? It's as powerful as a meteor shower. This is incredible. Elder Black has awakened a dual elemental skill. He's also a fire elemental and wind elemental demonic cultivator. The crowd discussed endlessly. They were all shocked by Elder Black's strength. In the demon faction, ordinary demonic cultivators could use demonic energy to cultivate a single elemental skill. As for dual elemental demonic cultivators or multi-elemental demonic cultivators, they were geniuses with extremely high talent. Elder Black's flames came like a storm. The crowd of demonic cultivators cried out in shock, and many people had expressions of schadenfreude on their faces. It was as if they could already see the scene of Qin Feng being burned in the flames. However, those smiles quickly froze. Under the crowd's incredulous gazes, a golden light flashed. Qin Feng casually slashed down with the golden phoenix in his hand, and it formed a blade aura that was dozens of meters long. The blade aura was like the wings of a phoenix, and it instantly split apart the fireball. The blade landed on Elder Black's head and suddenly exploded. In an instant, it became a pile of flesh and blood. The noisy crowd fell silent once again. Pairs of eyeballs fell out of their sockets, and they had expressions as if they had seen a ghost. The 2 8th-level demonic cultivators who had been killed in an instant only shocked everyone. Now that even Elder Black had been killed in an instant, the crowd was completely shaken. The guard leader hurriedly grabbed the long spear in front of him and hid it behind him. However, his small movements did not escape Qin Feng's eyes. Qin Feng casually slapped out with his palm, and a white light flashed. Before the guard leader could figure out what was going on, his arm holding the silver spear had already fallen to the ground. The shock that Qin Feng brought was too fierce and too intense. Many demonic cultivators who wanted to challenge him hurriedly took a step back. They were deeply afraid that in the next second, a piece of their body would suddenly disappear. The arrogance of the crowd was suppressed by Qin Feng alone. Wherever Qin Feng's gaze swept past, the crowd immediately lowered their heads. They did not even have the courage to look him in the eye. "Bastard, you dare to break my arm? I want you to die a horrible death." Everyone attacked together. How can we let a martial cultivator behave atrociously here? The guard leader was completely enraged, and he lost his rationality. He leapt up and used his remaining hand to send out several balls of flames. The other guards were also unable to retreat, and they hurriedly surrounded Qin Feng to attack. Rumble! For a time, the sky was raining fire. These guards used their killing moves as soon as they attacked. In front of a powerhouse like Qin Feng, they did not dare to have the slightest reservation. The hundreds of demonic cultivators were still afraid of Qin Feng, but the battle in front of them was related to the major events of demonic cultivators and martial cultivators. No one dared to not fight. Even if they could save their lives now, sooner or later, they would be killed by the joint forces of Demon King Zhonglu and the other experts of the major demonic sections. Wave after wave of fiend race disciples surged over, like waves upon waves, layer upon layer, without end. The thing that Su Ruo and Hua Yan were most worried about had happened. The two women were so scared that they were at a loss and forgot to help Qin Feng fight. Qin Feng's expression remained unchanged. He pushed the two women back a few meters. He held the golden phoenix broadsword in his hand, and two balls of flames suddenly rose under his feet. It was a pair of golden whirlwind wheels. In an instant he flew out with Qin Feng. Rumble! The golden phoenix broadsword slashed down like the overbearing blade of the golden mane lion king. The 100-meter-long golden broadsword chi was condensed into a solid substance. In an instant, more than a dozen demonic cultivators were cut in half. As soon as the broadsword fell, Qin Feng roared. He raised the golden phoenix broadsword and slashed horizontally, cutting a group of Thunderclap cult's guards in half. "Damn, this guy is too fierce. We can't beat him at all. Don't talk about fighting, we can't even get close to his body. Going up to him is suicide." The golden broadsword in his hand is so domineering. It's surging with spiritual energy. What kind of spiritual weapon is that? As soon as the battle began, there was a wave of wailing. Qin Feng was like an undefeatable god of war. His true qi was surging unceasingly. The demonic cultivators below stage 9 could not withstand a single strike from Qin Feng. Only a few experts who had stepped into the demon general stage cherished their lives very much. They hid at the back of the crowd and threw a few fireballs or icicles at Qin Feng, but it was useless. In the demonic cultivators, the division of realms was different from that of the orthodox martial cultivators. In the beginning, when one stepped into the demonic cultivator realm and condensed demonic energy, the realm would be from stage 1 to stage 9. However, after breaking through the stage 9, they would step into a new height and become a powerful demon general. Demon general was also divided into 9 realms, from stage 1 demon general to stage 9 demon general. Above the demon general was the demon king, and above that was the demon venerable and demon god. However, since the development of the earth, there was a lack of spiritual weapons. The most powerful sects in the demon holy land were only experts in the demon general stage, which was equivalent to the true chi stage in the orthodox martial cultivators. As for the existence of the demon king, it had been nearly 100 years since they appeared in the demon race. And the demon race's saintess and demon king that were elected in the demon race convention were just titles. Their realms were worlds apart from the demon king. Out of the 8 guards of the Thunderclap cult, only the guard captain was left. Although he was still alive, he was no different from a dead man. One of his arms had long been cut off by Qin Feng. At this moment, his whole body was covered with cuts and blood kept spurting out. "Bastard! What are you all doing? The orthodox martial cultivators came to the demon race's holy land to provoke us, and you all actually preserved your strength? If Demon King Chong Lu finds out about this, you'll all die a horrible death. The guard captain was basically a cripple now. His strength as a stage 9 demon cultivator was completely gone. He was leaning against a tree, unable to even stand up. Today, he didn't want to live, but he wanted to see Qin Feng and the other two get hacked to death with his own eyes. An angry roar jolted the demon disciples back to their senses. The guard captain continued to shout, "Grandmaster Eagle of the Heavenly Eagle sect, don't hide anymore. I've already seen you." As a first-layer demon general expert, why are you hiding at the back and not fighting? The leader of the guards quickly scanned through the crowd and called out many people's names. The Blizzard Witch of the Flying Fox Snow Mountain. You are also a level 1 demon general. Hurry up and fight. Elder Sword Demon of the Ancient Demon Sword, what are you doing? Grandmaster Soul Exalt of the Void Hall. One by one, the demon race was named by the guard captain. The demon race and the orthodox martial cultivators appeared together. Since the beginning of the martial arts world in China, the number of demon race experts was innumerable. It was just that these people were more afraid of death and didn't want to show themselves. Chapter 12:33. Originally, this group of experts hid at the back of the crowd and refused to make a move. Now that they were called out by the guard captain of the Thunder Order, it would be inexcusable for them to not make a move. A black shadow flickered, and an old man with white hair and a ruddy complexion suddenly jumped to the center of the field. The old man stood with his hands behind his back and stared at Qin Feng with eyes as sharp as an eagle's. "Brat, this is the sacred land of the demon race. Although your skills are extraordinary, you are simply courting death if you want to behave atrociously here." The old man who jumped out had a strong demonic aura. His strength was much stronger than that of the guard captain and the Light Tower's Elder Black Wind. As soon as his voice fell, the crowd of demons began to discuss fervently. "It really is the Heavenly Eagle sect's Elder Ing. This is an expert of the first level of demon general. That brat is finished. I suspect that he is only an orthodox martial cultivator who has broken through to the first level of true Qi. Now that a demon general has appeared, a true Qi stage martial cultivator is nothing. This is the consequence of daring to cause trouble in the sacred land of the demon race." The previously gloomy crowd of demons immediately boosted their morale because of the appearance of Elder Ing. However, Elder Ing stood on the ground and did not make a move for a long time because he was somewhat fearful of Qin Feng. After a 9th-level demonic cultivator, one would step into the demon general realm, which was equivalent to the orthodox realm of true Qi. Grandmaster Ing was a first-level demon general, but he did not dare to say that he could casually slap a 9th-level demonic cultivator to death. "You do have some strength, but you are also here to die." Qin Feng indifferently glanced at Grandmaster Ing without much change in his expression. Although Qin Feng was only at the 2nd level of true Qi, he could kill a martial artist at the 4th level of true Qi when he used his full strength. "Arrogant person, watch my claws." Grandmaster Ing was insulted by a junior and was instantly enraged. He leaped and instantly arrived above Qin Feng's head. The crowd cried out in alarm. At this moment, Grandmaster Ing spread his arms wide and his claws were like hooks. His body exploded with surging green demonic aura. The demonic aura seemed to take form and formed a pair of eagle wings on his back. His claws also had curved blades, and even his mouth had a long and sharp beak. He swooped down like a birdman. What is this?" Many of the devil cultivator disciples were dumbfounded. Logically speaking, only those who had stepped into the Devil King realm would be able to use such a technique. Grandmaster Ing was only a devil general stage expert. How could he use it? Looks like the rumors are true. The Heavenly Eagle faction that Grandmaster Eagle belongs to has a secret art that they don't impart to outsiders. Upon mastery of the art, one can summon a Heavenly Eagle, which increases one's defense and battle prowess. What I've seen today is truly incredible. The transformation technique of Grandmaster Ing made the disciples of the Devil Clan gasp in amazement. This was originally a technique that could only be used by the Devil King stage, but it was used by Grandmaster Ing who was in the Devil General stage. Hearing the praises from all around him, Grandmaster Ying's eyes flashed with pride. At this moment, he had already arrived above Qin Feng's head, and a pair of sharp claws swiped towards Qin Feng. Chirp. However, the angry cry of a heavenly eagle suddenly sounded. Qin Feng held a domineering purple heavenly eagle battle bow in his hand. There was no bowstring on the bow, but it was drawn to the fullest. A purple eagle soared into the sky. Since you can transform into a heavenly eagle, then I will use a real heavenly eagle to defeat you. In the face of Grandmaster Ying's ultimate technique, Qin Feng's expression did not change. He stood leisurely in place, drew his bow, and shot fiercely. A heavenly eagle flew into the sky, followed by a dozen or so heavenly eagles that roared at the sky. The violent airflow exploded around Grandmaster Ying's body. The feathers on his back were scattered, and the sharp claws on his hands were badly mutilated. In the end, his body exploded. Before he could even touch Qin Feng's body, he had already been blasted into meat paste. The praises and praises of Grandmaster Ying came to an abrupt halt. Hundreds of Devil Clan disciples' jaws dropped to the ground. They were completely stunned by the scene in front of them. That was Grandmaster Ying, who was in the first level of the Devil General stage, but he couldn't even withstand a single blow from that kid? Blizzard Witch of the Flying Fox Snow Mountain is here. Ancient Demon Sword, Elder Sword Demon is here to fight with you, kid. Soul Lock Grandmaster of the Void Soul Palace is here to ask for advice. After a brief moment of shock, a large group of experts jumped out from the crowd. The weakest among them was a first-level Devil General. There were even 5 second-level Devil General and 1 third-level Devil General. Those low-level Devil Cultivator disciples who were still in the Devil Chi stage retreated in fear. This battle had already exceeded their endurance. They didn't even have the qualifications to join the battlefield. The Devil General stage was opposite to the orthodox True Chi stage. Moreover, the strength of the Devil Cultivator was slightly stronger. A first-level Devil General stage Devil Cultivator could show disdain for a first-level True Chi stage Orthodox Martial Cultivator. As for the third-level Devil General stage expert, he was comparable to a fourth-level True Chi stage expert. The surging Devil Chi on his body was like a surging wave, making people feel intimidated. Good. Everyone attack together. I don't believe that we can't kill that kid. Seeing that the real experts of the Devil Clan had jumped out, the guard captain excitedly shouted. But just as he shouted, a white light flashed and his head flew out. This person is a bit noisy, what do you guys think? Even though more than a dozen Devil General stage experts had jumped out and surrounded him, Qin Feng's expression didn't change. With a wave of his hand, he killed another 9th-level Devil Cultivator. The group of Devil Cultivator disciples were shocked and didn't know what to say. Qin Feng's strength had exceeded everyone's imagination time and time again. They were thinking, when did such a strong expert appear in the orthodox martial cultivation world? Hua Yen and Su Ruoro were full of worry. The aura of the surrounding Devil Generals was obviously several times stronger, making the two girls feel a burst of pressure. Looking at the more than a dozen experts glaring at Qin Feng, the two girls were a little uncertain. They didn't know if Qin Feng could defeat so many experts. Arrogant Junior, you actually dared to kill a Devil General of the Devil Clan. You simply don't, an old man from an unknown sect shouted. His body was surging with Devil Chi. Obviously, he was also a great expert of the first-level Devil General stage. But just as he was shouting, a golden light came from the sky, scaring the surrounding Devil Generals into immediately dodging. The old man, however, didn't have time to react and was split in half by the blade. The mountain forest was filled with the smell of blood. Qin Feng had always been decisive in killing. With a single blade, another Devil General fell. The group of Devil Chi stage disciples were so scared that they wanted to turn around and run. Even the dozen Devil General experts who had surrounded Qin Feng were stunned for a moment. The Devil Generals of the Devil Clan were equivalent to the great experts of the true energy realm among the orthodox martial cultivation world. In the outer martial world, only the elders of the inner hidden sects could cultivate true energy realm experts. Even the sect leaders of the 5 big sects of the outer hidden sects were at the peak of stage 9 inner chi, unable to break through the barrier of the true energy realm. True energy realm experts were extremely rare among the orthodox martial cultivation world. Similarly, devil generals were also the peak combat power of the devil clan. Which of these experts wasn't an elder of a sect? They were existences that could shake the entire devil clan. Now that they had fallen into Qin Feng's hands, it was as easy as killing a chicken. It was really unimaginable. Great Master Soul Lock, what should we do? The dozen or so devil generals were stunned. They all looked at an old man dressed in a black robe with fluttering white hair. This old man was also someone Qin Feng was constantly on guard against. His violent devil qi clearly suppressed everyone. Orthodox martial cultivation dares to cause trouble in the devil clan's sacred land. Today is an important day of the devil clan conference. As a member of the devil clan, we must fight to the death. This concerns the reputation of the entire devil clan. No one is allowed to retreat, or else I will send them on their way. The Void Soul Temple was one of the 5 big devil sects of the devil clan. Great Master Soul Lock was the great elder of the Void Soul Temple. It was rumored that he had stepped into the 3rd devil general realm more than 10 years ago. He only lacked an opportunity to break through to the 4th devil general realm. At this moment, among the hundreds of devil clan disciples present, Great Master Soul Lock was the strongest. When he said this, everyone immediately gave up on the idea of escaping. Since they were going to die either way, these devil cultivators were completely enraged. More than 10 black shadows flickered in the sky and attacked Qin Feng at the same time. Qin Feng, be careful, Su Ruo and Hua Yan cried out at the same time. Before they finished speaking, a white shadow flashed by, stepping on 2 balls of fire. In the blink of an eye, he was already standing in the sky above everyone's heads. Qin Feng held the golden phoenix saber in his hand, and the golden whirlwind wheels under his feet were like 2 bright suns. There was also a pink light flickering around Qin Feng's body. The wind howled, and that was the sound of the cosmic sword dancing in the air. Boom! The golden phoenix saber slashed down, instantly creating a 100-meter-long golden saber chi. The air was sliced in half, and there was an explosive sound. The 2 devil generals that were charging at Qin Feng couldn't dodge in time, and they were instantly blown to pieces by the golden saber chi. However, at this moment, a pink light flashed, and the other 2 devil generals felt a stabbing pain in their hearts. All of this happened in the blink of an eye. Another 4 devil generals had fallen. The sky seemed to be dyed red, and a deep ravine was left in the ground. This was a crack created by the saber chi. However, the attacks of the devil generals also attacked Qin Feng. The sky was filled with fireballs and ice like a dense net, covering half of the sky. Violent demonic chi exploded in the air. Even Qin Feng didn't dare to face it head-on. Moreover, his purple thunder wild robe and black tortoise shield had been destroyed in the battle with Ling Jiutian. At this time, Qin Feng didn't have a powerful protective spiritual weapon. He stepped on the golden whirlwind wheels and turned into a white shadow. Bang 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 bang. Loud noises sounded in the sky. The attacks of the devil generals collided with each other, as if a hole had been blasted in the sky. The devil chi stage disciples, Hua Yan, and Su Ruo retreated again and again until they were dozens of meters away from the battlefield. The surrounding demonic chi was turbulent, and the pressure made it hard for everyone to breathe. Kid, you are indeed powerful. You have a lot of treasures on you. Unfortunately, you dared to trespass into the sacred land of the devil race. Today, you will die for sure. The speed of the golden whirlwind wheel was incomparably fast, much faster than a flying sword. Those first-level devil general experts couldn't even keep track of Qin Feng's movements. However, a black shadow flashed behind Qin Feng. The Soul Lock Grandmaster of the Void Soul Palace was actually following behind Qin Feng. The Soul Lock Master clasped his fingers together and suddenly roared. A strange energy wave rippled around Qin Feng. No one knew what kind of strange skill this Soul Lock Master had cultivated, but he seemed to be able to control Qin Feng's mind, causing his body to pause in the air for a moment. However, it was this pause that allowed the devil generals to find his position. Several black shadows flew over, and the shadows of swords and sabers shrouded Qin Feng. In an instant, Qin Feng was completely surrounded. Chapter 12:34. The group of demon race disciples, Su Ruoro and Hua Yan, had been paying close attention to the battle. When they saw this scene, both sides were astonished. The demon race disciples roared in excitement, as if Qin Feng would surely die under this wave of fierce attacks. Hua Yan and Su Ruoro turned pale with fright. They kept shouting Qin Feng's name, but their voices were drowned out by the deafening explosions in the sky. When Qin Feng came back to his senses, he found himself in a difficult situation. He couldn't help but look at Master Soul Lock. This guy was strong and cultivated a secret technique. He was a difficult opponent to deal with. Seeing that the flames and ice were about to hit him, Qin Feng simply didn't dodge. He swung the golden phoenix descending from the sky and once again triggered a world-shattering momentum. Rumble! A deafening boom resounded through the sky, and the golden saber chi forcefully split the air in front of Qin Feng. The attacks of those demon generals disappeared under the violent saber chi, and 2 of them were even sent flying. However, there were still quite a number of fireballs that landed on Qin Feng. Master Soul Lock sent out a few palm strikes and sent Qin Feng flying. That kid is injured. Everyone go. Originally, there were 15 demon generals surrounding Qin Feng. Now there were only 8 left. The 8 of them leaped forward, not giving Qin Feng any chance to catch his breath. Master Soul Lock was the first to arrive. He landed at the edge of a huge crater, raised his hand, and struck Qin Feng several times. White light flickered, and 2 balls of flames flickered. Although Qin Feng was hit, he was only lightly injured. This group of demon generals was still too weak. Only the demon general level 3 Soul Lock Master could barely injure Qin Feng. As soon as they arrived on the ground, they discovered that Qin Feng had disappeared. A chill ran down their spines. Everyone turned their heads to look at the sky. Qin Feng stood on 2 balls of fire, holding a golden broadsword that was as domineering as the wings of a phoenix. No one knew when, but a blood-red armor had appeared on his body. There seemed to be blood flowing in the armor, making Qin Feng look incomparably terrifying. The pure spirit blood in the blood demon armor was activated. Qin Feng roared like an ancient beast that had awakened. The birds and beasts in the forest flew about, intimidated by Qin Feng's roar. There were also some wolf and bear howls, as if they were paying their respects to the Lord of all beasts. Why does this kid have so many treasures? This crimson armor is not simple. What's with the flames under his feet? He can actually fly in the air? I've only heard of the appearance of flying swords in ancient times. That's an existence akin to a divine artifact. But that kid isn't standing on a flying sword. It's really unfathomable. The group of demon generals was shocked by the strength Qin Feng displayed time and time again. Even Master Soul Lock was unable to walk in the air for a long time. That was an ability that only half-step demon kings could have, but Qin Feng was able to fly freely at such a young age. It was truly enviable. No matter how many treasures he has, we'll split them evenly after we kill him. Qin Feng's treasures had already made these demon generals lose their minds, but they had forgotten about Qin Feng's powerful skills. A white shadow flashed by, and the blizzard witch of the Flying Fox Snow Mountain was the first to rush into the sky. This blizzard demoness was also very famous in the demon race. She had white hair but had the youthful appearance of a 17 or 18-year-old girl. Her figure was tall and hot, and she had cultivated her devil chi to the attribute of blizzard. She could be considered a genius demoness in the demon race. Seeing the blizzard demoness make her move, the crowd was once again in discussion. Many people were fascinated by the demoness' sexy body and elegant appearance, forgetting that there was still a battle of life and death here. Qin Feng stood on the whirlwind golden wheel and hovered in the air motionlessly. The blizzard demoness had already sent out several palm strikes. Suddenly, the weather changed drastically. The scorching sun was covered by dark clouds, and a gust of wind mixed with a blizzard arrived, causing the temperature of the entire forest to plummet by dozens of degrees. Is this the famous blizzard demoness of the demon race? The devil chi skill that she awakened is too powerful. It's dozens of times more powerful than our flames and ice. Rumor has it that a true Chi Stage 2 martial practitioner fought with the Blizzard Demoness, and in the end, he was frozen to death by the blizzard. That was 3 years ago. The Blizzard Demoness today might not even be afraid of a true Chi Stage 3 expert. That kid definitely can't escape. True Chi Stage 3? That guy is young and looks like he's only in his early 20s. He definitely can't break through to True Chi Stage 3. The Blizzard Demoness' beautiful eyes were filled with snowflakes, as if she was frozen. Her white hair seemed to be condensed from flying snow, and the white robe on her body was already frozen. The 7 demon generals all retreated to the side, shivering in the cold blizzard. All eyes were focused on Qin Fun, but they saw him standing motionlessly in the air. The golden phoenix in his hand chopped down, but its speed was obviously much slower. Even the golden blade chi had slowed down, as if it was about to be frozen by the blizzard. A layer of ice appeared in front of Qin Fun, and the surface of the ice flickered with a deep blue light. It looked incomparably hard. The Blizzard Demoness suddenly reached out with an ice spike, wanting to pierce Qin Fun's chest. Time seemed to be frozen, but there was a slight cracking sound. After Qin Fun's blade fell, he stood in the air with his hands behind his back. His body was sealed in ice, like an ice sculpture. But under the circumstances that everyone could see with their naked eyes, cracks appeared in the layer of ice. The cracks increased, and the cracks continued to expand. Just as the Blizzard Demoness ice spike was about to touch Qin Fun's chest, there was a loud explosion, and a golden light flashed again, giving off a dazzling brilliance like the sun. Rumble. Rumble. Once the explosion started, it seemed as if it could not be stopped. The Blizzard Witch's expression changed drastically. Just as she was about to retreat, a thin crack appeared between her eyebrows. However, in the next second, the crack spread throughout her entire body. The Blizzard Witch, who was a level 2 demon general, exploded into a bloody flower high up in the sky, dyeing the surrounding white snow a bloody red hiss. Everyone sucked in a breath of cold air. The chill in their hearts was even stronger than the blizzard. That was a level 2 demon general, the Blizzard Demoness, who had awakened the rare attribute of blizzard demonic energy. Such an outstanding demoness of the demon race had fallen just like that. She had come here to compete for the position of the demon race's holy maiden. Even a candidate for the demon race's holy maiden had died. The crowd was in an uproar. Even in the face of the demon race's reputation being tarnished, these demon cultivators did not dare to act rashly. The remaining 7 demon generals stood in a row and looked at Master Soul Lock of the Void Soul Palace. Master Soul Lock's expression was incomparably solemn. He looked at Qin Fun, who was still floating in the air, and no one knew what he was thinking. Among the remaining 6 demon generals, 3 were level 1 and 3 were level 2. Even the Blizzard Demoness had been killed, so they were obviously not enough to fill the gap between Qin Fun's teeth. Master Soul Lock, this brat is too powerful. Let's retreat first and report to the leaders of the 5 demon sections. Tell Demon King Chong Lu to bring people to kill him. The Sword Demon Elder of the Ancient Demon Sword already had the intention to retreat. As soon as he finished speaking, the others also tried to persuade Master Soul Lock. In reality, Master Soul Lock was already thinking of retreating. Although he had hit Qin Fun with his palm, it was a sneak attack when everyone was attacking Qin Fun. Now, the remaining demon generals were not all at the same level, and most of them were injured. However, Qin Fun, who was in the air, seemed to be completely fine. Even after fighting for so long, he was still full of battle intent. Fellow demons, why are all of you joining forces to fight me? This makes me very unhappy. Just when everyone was at a loss, Qin Fun's cold voice fell from the sky. A white shadow flashed, and Qin Fun landed on the ground. He stood in front of Su Ruoro and Hua Yan again. He stood at the place where he first appeared, as if nothing had happened. However, looking at the blood all over the ground, Qin Fun had already killed 8 demon generals in the past 10 minutes. Among them, there was no lack of demon elites like the Blizzard Demoness. Master Soul Lock and the others' expressions turned cold. They were so angry that their eyeballs almost popped out. As an orthodox martial cultivator, Qinfen had trespassed into the demon race's sacred land, and he still had the nerve to ask everyone why they wanted to kill him? Brat, you are indeed powerful and we can't do anything to you. However, don't think that you can run amok just because of this. Trespassing into the demon race's sacred land? There are many experts in the demon race. After this, Demon King Zhonglu will bring more experts to kill you. You will definitely die. Master Soul Lock shouted as he blew his beard. Qinfen walked towards the demon generals, and the 7 of them immediately got into a fighting stance. However, they heard Qinfen say with a smile, I am a demon, the leader of the demon moon cult, young Master Feng. I am here to participate in the demon race's convention. How is this trespassing into the demon race's sacred land? Qinfeng's words caused everyone to be shocked. Following that, they were filled with anger that reached the heavens. Qinfen had killed 8 demon generals single-handedly, and one of the 2 women he brought was a martial cultivator. How could he have the nerve to say such words? Now you know fear, right? Do you think we are 3-year-old children? You and that woman are both martial cultivators, so you don't have to pretend to be from the demon race. I can see clearly with one glance. Master Soul Lock's face was cold, and he did not believe Qinfen's nonsense. Even Hua Yen and Su Ruoro rolled their eyes. Qinfen's excuse was too far-fetched. Swoosh! A white shadow flashed, and Qinfen instantly appeared in the sky above the crowd. In the next moment, everyone was dumbfounded by the strange scene in the sky. Qinfen stood on a pair of fire wheels and hovered in the air. His left hand was burning with a dazzling flame, and his right hand was holding a long and sharp ice sword. These flames and ice were all released by Qinfen. The ability he displayed was not only that of a demon cultivator, but that of a demon cultivator with 2 attributes. How is this possible? Is this person really a demon cultivator? And he has 2 attributes of fire and ice? This is crazy. We have been fighting for so long, so he is fighting one of our own? No, even if this brat is a demon cultivator, that woman is definitely a martial cultivator. Even the red dip between her eyebrows is painted on. Qinfen's every move affected the minds of hundreds of demon disciples. Su Ruoro was at a loss when she heard everyone's discussion. Qinfen flashed and landed beside her. Just throw these talismans and chant the incantation at the same time. As soon as Qinfen landed, he secretly stuffed a fireball talisman into Su Ruoro's hand. Su Ruoro looked at Qinfen in a daze, and she did not understand what he meant. The group of demon cultivators surrounded Su Ruoro, and they all questioned her identity. Su Ruoro was so nervous that her palms were sweating. She did not care too much and threw the talismans according to Qinfen's instructions. The instant she threw them out, she chanted the incantation that Qinfen taught her. Rumble. Chapter 12:35. Su Ruoro's flames came too suddenly, and the hundreds of demon disciples were all dumbfounded. Master Soul Lock and the other 6 demon generals were even more dumbfounded. They looked as if they wanted to gouge their eyes out. This woman is also a demon cultivator? What the fuck was going on? Fellow Taoists, do you believe that the 3 of us are demon disciples now? This time, I brought the Demon Moon cult to participate in the Demon Clan conference, but I didn't expect to be rejected by you. This is truly disappointing. Qinfen took advantage of the situation, yet he was still acting innocent. He had a pained expression on his face as if he was the victim. Su Ruoro and Hua Yen were amused by Qinfen, while Master Soul Lock and the others were extremely depressed. Since you're a demon disciple, why are you so ruthless? Why did you kill 8 demon generals in a row? Master Soul Lock questioned Qinfen angrily. Qinfen curled his lips and said carelessly, I was forced to do this. But you guys joined hands to kill me first. Do you think I should just let myself be captured and wait to be killed by you? Master Soul Lock was speechless, and the other 6 demon generals looked deflated. As for the hundreds of demon disciples, they were so depressed that they wanted to vomit blood. In the end, this was just a misunderstanding? But this misunderstanding caused the death of 8 demon general stage masters. It was a pity to think about it. Master Soul Lock's mouth opened and closed for a long time, but he couldn't find any words to refute. Finally, he glared at Su Ruoro and said, "Since she's a demon cultivator, why did she draw a fake demon mark between her brows? That's a demon mark formed by a demon general. Many orthodox martial cultivators like to draw fake demon marks to sneak into the demon clan's sacred land." This question was on everyone's mind. The main reason why these demon disciples suspected Qin Feng and the other two was because of the demon mark between Su Ruoro's brows. "What's wrong with drawing a demon mark? Mine was also drawn. Our cultivation is too low, so we drew a demon mark to put on a show. What if people bully us wherever we go? We're women." Hua Yen suddenly jumped out and rubbed her forehead. Her mark was wiped away, and the demon disciples and Su Ruoro were dumbfounded. You guys, are really infuriating." After understanding the cause of the matter, the Soul Lock Grandmaster, who was a level 3 demon general, almost died of anger on the spot. Just because of a small misunderstanding, 8 demon generals had fallen. Just thinking about it was enough to give him a headache. Secretly, Qin Feng glanced at Hua Yen with admiration. "This girl is always so mischievous." Qin Feng chuckled inwardly when he saw the dejected expressions on the faces of the demons. "Since the misunderstanding has been resolved, apologize to my 2 female disciples and let us in." "I can forgive you this once." Qin Feng's words infuriated the demons. Master Soul Lock and the other 6 demon generals even jumped to their feet. "What did you say? And you want us to apologize to your disciple? You killed 8 demon generals in a row. It's already good enough that I didn't make you apologize." Master Soul Lock roared angrily. Qin Feng's expression turned cold, and a raging flame suddenly appeared on his hands. This was the myriad beast True Fire. It instantly raised the surrounding temperature, and the air that came into contact with it seemed to distort from the heat. The 6 demon generals hurriedly took a step back in fright. They stared at the burning flame in Qin Feng's hands with fear. Master Soul Lock became nervous, but he pretended to be calm and said, "Young Master Feng, I think we should just let this matter go. We're all demon disciples, and we'll see each other all the time. There's no need to sour our relationship, right?" Rumble. As soon as Master Soul Lock finished speaking, Qin Feng struck out with his palm. The destructive fire transformed into 2 fireballs that streaked across the sky. Master Soul Lock's expression changed drastically. By the time he reacted, it was already too late to dodge. He struck out with his skinny hands, and a wall of ice instantly appeared in front of him. Bang! The wall of ice instantly shattered. How could the ice formed by demonic chi withstand the power of the destructive fire? The fireball struck Master Soul Lock's chest and sent him flying high into the sky. He spat out a mouthful of blood in midair and fell heavily into the forest a dozen or so meters away. Gasp! The demon disciples sucked in a breath of cold air. They were completely dumbfounded by the scene before them. That was the Soul Lock Grandmaster of the 3rd layer of the Devil General realm. The sect he belonged to was the Void Soul Palace, one of the 5 great sects of the Devil race. The Soul Lock Grandmaster had come to contest for the position of Devil King. Who would have thought that such a powerful Devil Sovereign would be sent flying by a young boy? Even Hua Yen and Su Ruoro were shocked. The 2 women knew that Qin Feng was very powerful, but it was only at this moment that they personally felt his power. Qin Feng's reputation as the most powerful person in China's secular world, as well as the leader of the martial world, was not undeserved. He had single-handedly charged into the demon race's sacred land and defeated all the powerful demons. Yet he still stood tall in this forest. Master Soul Lock lay on the ground, unable to get up. However, Qin Feng did not even spare him a glance. Instead, he swept his cold gaze over the other 6 demon generals. "You don't want to apologize to my disciple?" Qin Feng's anger for a beauty was unrivaled. The 6 demon generals panicked. Master Soul Lock had been sent flying, so how could they dare to make Qin Feng their enemy? "Young Master Feng, I'm blind to have offended young Master Feng's disciple. I hereby apologize. I hope the 2 beauties can forgive me. Young Master Feng is mighty. With a genius like you, The demon race will definitely develop better and better in the future. The Great Demon Mountain is willing to be an ally of the Demon Moon cult in the future and listen to young Master Fang's orders. The 6 demon generals hesitated for a moment before they all submitted to Qin Fun. It did not matter whether they submitted sincerely or not. They had no choice but to respect Qin Fun. Hua Yan and Su Ruoro were dumbfounded. Not long ago, they were in a critical situation, thinking of how to escape from the Sea of Fire. Now, a group of demon disciples took the initiative to apologize. They felt as if they were dreaming. Since the 6 demon generals had submitted, the hundreds of demon disciples immediately followed suit. Young Master Feng is mighty. Demon Moon cult is mighty. Master Soul Lock, who was lying by the side with no one showing any interest in him, was fuming with rage. However, he did not dare to oppose Qin Fun. Qin Fun's strength had shocked even Master Soul Lock. How old was this kid? It would be hard to imagine how powerful he would be in 8 to 10 years' time. The 8 guards of the Thunderbolt cult were all killed by Qin Fun. Now, no one could verify everyone's identity. Qin Fun let the group of demon disciples lead the way to the Holy Land where the demon conference was being held. It turned out that this mountain forest was just an entrance, which was still over 10 kilometers away from the venue of the demon convention. After flying all the way in the mountain forest, they finally came to an open plain. From a long distance, they could see a huge field in the valley. It seemed that the field of the demon convention was over there. When they arrived at their destination, the hundreds of demon disciples heaved a long sigh of relief. Qin Fun's strength had been weighing on everyone's hearts. They were afraid that this cruel and ruthless person would kill all of them. The place where the demon conference was being held was where the experts of the 6 major demon sects were gathered. These 6 major sects had countless experts, so Qin Fun was not allowed to do as he pleased. Qin Fun, the demon chi over there is very strong. Should we go back? Su Ruoro suddenly stopped and looked at Qin Fun worriedly. Su Ruoro had come to save her mother as she did not want to burden Qin Fun. After arriving at the demon Holy Land, Su Ruoro realized that there were many demon sects and experts here. Su Ruoro was not afraid of dying here, but she could not drag Qin Fun down with her. Hua Yan's little face was also incomparably solemn. She knew more about the demon race and knew how powerful the demon Holy Land was. Why are you leaving since you're already here? Ruoro, don't worry, I'll save Auntie. Qin Fun could also feel the demon chi in the distance, but he would not retreat. Wasn't Su Ruoro's mother his mother? Su Ruoro wanted to persuade him again, but Qin Fun waved his hand. He looked like he had already made up his mind to leave. The 2 women understood Qin Fun's personality very well, so they did not say anything more. Qin Fun, there are 6 major sects in the demon Holy Land. They are equivalent to the hidden 5 hegemons. There are many experts in these 6 sects, and they almost support the prosperity of the entire demon race. The demon disciples in the forest before us are all from small sects because the real 6 major sects do not need to check their identities. As the organizer and the impartial side, they have already gathered at the venue. We must be more careful. Since the Demon Holy Land Convention was inevitable, Hua Yan had already begun to tell Qin Fun and Su Ruoro about the demon race. Qin Fun frowned slightly, and his expression became slightly solemn. Su Ruoro was alarmed when she heard this, and she wanted to persuade Qin Fun to go back again. Junior brother Soul Lock, what's wrong with you? Why do you look so flustered? Everyone had already arrived at the venue of the convention, and a gray-haired elder came to greet them. When Master Soul Lock saw the elder, he ran up to him in surprise, and the anxiety in his heart was instantly swept away. Soul-snatching sect leader, we met an enemy in the forest. The gray-haired, black-robed elder was the soul-snatching sect leader, the vice-sect leader of the Void Soul Palace, one of the 6 major sects of the demon race. He frowned and asked doubtfully, Junior brother, you met an enemy? This shouldn't be. The people who came with you are all from the ordinary sects of the demon race. How could anyone be your opponent? It turned out that the 6 major sects of the demon race had each sent some experts to the forest to receive them, and Master Soul Lock was one of the members sent to receive them. Moreover, he was the most powerful person in the receiving team. He was a level 3 demon general expert, and he was a rare great expert in the entire demon race. How could he meet an enemy? Master Soul Lock had a gloomy expression, and the other 6 demon generals stood at the side gloomily. The representatives of the 6 major sects walked over, and when they saw the situation, they were puzzled. Sect leader Soul Snatching, what's wrong with these people? Why are they all injured? A white-haired demoness walked over. The Soul Snatching sect leader was also puzzled. He looked at Junior Brother Soul Lock and said, "Junior Brother, tell everyone." Chapter 12:36. The 6 demon sovereigns all looked over and saw Qin Feng leisurely strolling toward them with women on his left and right. The soul-seizing sect leader exclaimed, "What did you say? You were injured by that kid? How old is he?" The female devil of the Star Moon sect, Bai Yu, was also surprised. Standing beside her were the red-head old monster of the Life and Death Gate, the sword demon great venerable of the ancient demon sword, and the Thunder Cult's demon King Zhong Lu. Looking at the surprised expressions of the demon supremacies, Master Soul Lock felt even more aggrieved and said, "I wasn't the one who was injured by him. The demon generals we went to help were all injured by him. 8 demon generals died in the forest. In the end, the 7 of us had to apologize to him to save our lives." The soul-seizing sect leader's words stunned the demon sovereigns. Very soon, the soul-seizing sect leader came back to his senses and slapped Qin Feng, who was walking towards him. Rumble! A ball of scorching fire ignited, burning the air in front of Qin Feng and the other 2. The group of demon disciples didn't know what was going on, and they were attracted by this sudden fight. Damn! It's the soul-seizing sect leader. Who is that kid? How did he offend the soul-seizing sect leader? The people who rushed over did not know Qin Feng and were gloating. It seemed that Qin Feng was going to be in trouble. However, the eyeballs of the devil race disciples who came with Qin Feng fell to the ground. Qin Feng was already incomparably overbearing in the forest, and he was strong and invincible. They didn't expect that this guy would fight with the soul-seizing palace's sect leader the moment he arrived at the venue. A dazzling ice wall appeared in front of Qin Feng and the other 2. The ice was extremely hard and shone with a dazzling dark blue light under the sunlight. The soul-seizing sect leader's fire was useless and extinguished when it came into contact with the ice wall. The atmosphere suddenly became heavy. Everyone looked at the young Qin Feng in disbelief. That was the soul-seizing sect leader's fire, and it was blocked by this kid? Who are you? Let me fight with you. The soul-seizing sect leader was stunned and could not accept the reality in front of him. A white shadow flashed, and the white moon female demon of the Stellar Luna sect leaped above Qin Feng's head. The white moon female demoness clawed at the air, and a violent and turbulent demonic aura condensed into an ice spear. Then she thrust it at Qin Feng's head. The crowd exclaimed again. Su Ruro and Hua Yan were scared out of their wits. Why did they start fighting so soon after they arrived? Looking at the dense mass of demon clan disciples surrounding them, the 2 women wished they could pull Qin Feng and escape immediately. However, Qin Feng's expression remained unchanged. Suddenly, he thrust his palm into the air, and several balls of destructive fire soared into the sky. The white moon she-devil's eyes suddenly turned solemn. The icicle in her hand turned into mist and dissipated as soon as it came into contact with the destructive fire. She didn't even have time to condense a second icicle. She hastily retreated back to her original position. The surroundings fell into a deathly silence. All the fiend race disciples were frightened to the point of not even daring to breathe loudly. As soon as Qin Feng arrived, he fought with the representatives of 2 of the 5 major demon sections. Although neither of them was injured, Qin Feng had the upper hand in this simple fight. A question arose in everyone's mind. Just who was this unfamiliar young man? You guys attacked me the moment you saw me. What's the meaning of this? Qin Feng waved his hand, and the ball of flames immediately disappeared. He was somewhat shocked. The soul-snatching sect leader and the white moon female demoness who fought with him just now were not to be underestimated. They were even more powerful than the Soul Lock Master. They seemed to be experts who had broken through to the 4th level of the demon general realm. Demon cultivators were stronger than orthodox martial cultivators. The 4th level of the demon general realm was stronger than the 4th level of the true chi realm. The highest realm that Qinfen could challenge was the 4th level of the true chi realm. If the representatives of the 5 major demon sects attacked together, Qinfen could only put on the black dragon mech and carry the wind and cloud mad demon cannon. Seeing that the situation was not good, Qinfen stopped attacking. The soul-snatching sect leader glared at Qinfen and shouted, "Why do you think we attacked you? Why did you attack my junior brother and the other demon generals in the forest? You can't blame me for this. It was your junior brother and the others who wanted to kill me. I was just defending myself." Qinfen's words almost infuriated the soul-seizing sect leader to death. The soul-seizing sect leader had just learned from junior brother Sui Hun what had happened. Qinfen had killed 8 demon generals by himself, and he had even severely injured Master Sui Hun and 7 other demon generals. "Brat, no matter how much you say, it's useless. You dare to attack the guards formed by the 5 major sects? You even killed 8 of the demon generals. Today, you can only atone for your sins with your death." The soul-snatching sect leader roared, and once again sent his palm over. Balls of flames fell like rain, dyeing half the sky red. Many of the demon disciples were so scared that they hurriedly retreated. They could not withstand the soul-snatching sect leader's flame attack. Female demoness Baiyu also leaped up, condensing a sharp ice thorn in her hand, and pointed it straight at Qinfen. The sword demon of the ancient demon sword sect and the red-head old monster of the Gate of Life and Death finally understood the situation. The 2 old monsters were immediately enraged. In the sacred land of the demon race, the 5 major demon sects were the leaders, and the disciples of the other sects were very respectful. Who would dare to kill the disciples of the 5 major sects? This was simply courting death. Of the 5 major sects, only the Thunder sect's demon king Zhonglu was not present. The representatives of the other 4 sects rushed towards Qinfen. For a moment, the demonic energy surged, as if it was going to destroy the world. Su Ruo and Hua Yan's strength was too low, and they could not withstand the impact of the demonic energy. "You guys go hide at the side." Qinfen's expression suddenly became serious, and he pushed the 2 girls dozens of meters away from the crowd. If the soul-snatching sect leader and the others challenged him alone, Qinfen would not be afraid. However, when the 4 demon generals attacked together, even Qinfen felt a lot of danger. Rumble! A loud sound exploded on Qinfen's body. The blood demon armor flowed with red light, and the pure spirit blood inside was activated. Qinfen was like an ancient giant beast that had suddenly awakened. This change in aura caused the soul-snatching sect leader and the others to be slightly stunned. However, the 4 of them quickly regained their senses, and they were already around Qinfen. Boom! The soul-snatching sect leader's fireball was the first to land. Qinfen waved his palm in the air, and an extreme ice wall blocked the rain of fire. The cold wind behind him was extremely cold, and the female devil Baiyu threw an ice spike at him. Her aura was like a speeding truck. Qinfen waved his hand, and several balls of destructive fire soared into the sky. When the ice spike reached Qinfen's back, it melted into mist and evaporated. After narrowly blocking the fierce attacks of the 2 experts, the other 2 old men's attacks also landed. The ancient demon sword demon's black hair was disheveled, and he held a blue sword in his hand. He gently slashed the air with his long sword, and in an instant, thousands of sword lights were formed, and they instantly pierced through the extreme ice wall in front of Qinfen. "Brat, you dare to cause trouble in the demon race's sacred land? Go and die." The 3 demon experts completely broke through Qinfen's defense, and the red-headed old man from the Gate of Life and Death launched a fatal attack. The old man's red hair was like a burning flame. He put his palms together above his head, and his entire body flew towards Qinfen like a javelin. His speed was as fast as lightning, and when he arrived in front of Qinfen, he turned into a flaming man. His entire body was covered in raging flames, and he used himself as a sword, as if he was a flaming sword. Bang! Qinfen's abdomen was hit, and the violent demon Qi was like a mountain that smashed him, sending him flying hundreds of meters away on the plains. Su Ruro and Hua Yan exclaimed in shock, and they quickly rushed towards Qinfun. However, before the two of them could reach Qinfun, the soul-snatching sect leader and the others had already landed at the edge of the deep pit. This brat is only a Su. How dare he kill the disciples of the 5 great sects? I'll just kill him with one palm. The red-headed old man shouted loudly. The sword demon Great Venerable carried his treasured sword on his back, and he remained silent with a cold expression. The soul-snatching sect leader glared at Qinfun, who was in the pit, and roared, "You have such a high cultivation level at such a young age, and you can be considered as an extremely talented genius in the demon clan. However, because you are young and arrogant, you caused such a great disaster today. Now, I'll give you a chance to live. Immediately kneel in front of the representatives of the 5 great sects, kowtow, and admit your mistake. In the future, submit to the 5 great sects, and we'll spare your life." The soul-snatching sect leader fancied Qinfun's skills, and he planned to subdue Qinfun. The eyes of the other 3 people also shone brightly. They had personally experienced Qinfun's strength, and he had stepped into the 3rd stage demon general realm at such a young age. If they took him in as their disciple and trained him well, he would be incredible in the future, and he would be the next demon king. Qinfun spat out a few mouthfuls of blood, and he swallowed a few pills. The chaotic aura in his body gradually calmed down. He looked at the 4 people with a cold smile. Although these 4 people were powerful, making Qinfun submit to them? That was simply a fool's dream. Just as Qinfun was about to put on the black dragon mech and take out the wind and cloud mad demon cannon to raze this demon clan's sacred land to the ground, a black shadow descended from the sky, and with a palm, the soul-snatching sect leader was sent flying. "A bunch of ants, how dare you bully my man? See if I don't beat you to death." The black shadow descended, and the voice was sharp and thin, but it was a man's voice, and it immediately gave everyone goosebumps. The other 3 demon sovereigns had already regained their senses, and the female devil Baiyu was about to form a sword to stab the man, but suddenly, her neck was grabbed by the man in black's hand. The man in black did not know how to have tender and protective feelings for the fairer sex. Baiyu had soft skin and a hot body, but the man in black stretched out his right hand and slapped her violently, as if he had caught a mistress on the street. Slap, slap, slap. Within a second, more than 10 slaps landed, and Baiyu's snow-white skin was bruised and swollen. Baiyu roared angrily, and demonic qi surged from her body, forming an ice spike that stabbed towards the man. Bang! The man in black did not dodge, and his fist collided with the ice spike. The ice spike, which was harder than steel, directly broke, and the man's fist continued forward, sending Baiyu flying high into the sky. The red-headed old monster and the sword demon Great Venerable were stunned for a moment by the man in black who suddenly appeared. This guy's strength was too ferocious, and he was comparable to the demon king Zhong Lu. Looking at the man's appearance, he looked to be in his 20s, and was definitely not more than 30. Chapter 1237. Brat, who are you? How dare you cause trouble in the demon race convention? You must be tired of living. The red-headed old monster and the sword demon Great Sovereign of the ancient demon sword sect were furious. Although they were shocked by the strength of the newcomer, they quickly calmed down. This is the venue of the demon race convention. There are hundreds and thousands of demon disciples here. There are also many demon generals and the previous demon king Zhong Lu. No matter how powerful a person is, he must obediently obey. The black-clothed man was tall and slender. If one looked at him from the back, one would think that he was a woman. However, when he arrived, his voice was that of a man. The man's black robe and black hat covered his entire body so tightly that no one could see what he looked like. The 5 demon sects are nothing. How dare you touch my man? I want you all to die. The black-clothed man kept saying that Qinfeng was his man, which gave everyone goosebumps. Su Ruro and Hua Yan were so shocked that their jaws dropped. The newcomer was a man, but he said that Qinfeng was his man? The 2 women felt disgusted. Qinfeng was doing something behind their sisters' backs? The person who was the most depressed was Qinfeng, who was lying in the deep pit. The blood in his body was surging, and he couldn't move for a while. Looking at the back of the tall and thin figure on the ground, Qin Feng wanted to stomp this stinking idiot to death. Who the hell is your man? So it's a psychopath. Let me slap you to death. The red-headed old monster couldn't stand it anymore and slapped the black-clothed man. The sword demon Great Sovereign also waved the blue sword in his hand. Suddenly, the sword hummed and the man was surrounded by sword chi. You two old fogies fall? Even though he was facing the joint attack of 2 level 4 devil generals, the black-robed man was still fearless. His black robe fluttered as waves of devil chi surged out. He pushed his palm forward and a red mist filled the air, blocking the surrounding sword chi. Then he punched out again, colliding with the red-headed old man who had transformed into a sword. Rumble! A loud sound rang out from the ground, shaking the ground beneath their feet. The red-headed old freak's entire body was on fire. After his palms collided with the black-clothed man's fists, he actually retreated several steps. Seeing that the black-clothed man was still standing in his original spot, the red-headed old freak actually had the upper hand even though he was fighting 1 against 2. The surrounding demonic cultivator disciples were in an uproar. Whether it was Qin Feng or the black-clothed man who had suddenly appeared, they both shocked everyone. There were many holy lands and sects of the devil race, and there were countless devil race disciples. However, there were only a few who were famous in the devil race, and they were all elders or even sect masters from the 5 great sects. However, no one knew about Qin Feng and the black-clothed man. They were like dark horses that had suddenly appeared. Each of them was a powerhouse of the 4th level of the demon general realm, and they caused a huge wave in this demon race convention. The first exchange between the black-robed man and the 4 demon generals had already ended. The Lock-Soul sect master and the demoness Bai Yu, who had been sent flying, had already returned to the group. The 4 of them glared at the black-robed man, but they did not see him continue to attack. Who exactly are you? The red-headed old freak glared at the black-robed man. When the black-robed man attacked, demonic chi surged from his body. Clearly, he was a disciple of the devil race, so the 4 of them temporarily stopped. Who I am isn't important. What's important is that you dared to hurt my man. I, Li Tao, will fight to the death with you. The black-robed man finally announced his name. However, the 4 demon generals stared at each other. Clearly, they had never heard of Li Tao's name. The hundreds of demonic disciples standing at the side were also confused. Who was Li Tao? There didn't seem to be such a person among the powerful demons. Just when everyone was confused, Hua Yan looked as if she had been struck by lightning. She looked at the tall and skinny black-robed man standing on the plains in disbelief. When Qin Feng and Hua Yan teamed up to explore the ancient martial ruins in Acropolis City's Ghost Mountain, they met Li Tao. At that time, Hua Yan felt that there was something wrong with Li Tao. He was like a homosexual, clinging to Qin Feng. Now that she saw Li Tao again, Hua Yan felt intoxicated. Qin Feng's body had recovered a little. However, the instant he heard Li Tao's name, he suffered internal injuries and almost spat out a mouthful of blood. Qin Feng knew Li Tao's identity quite well. This person used to be one of Lu Bingbing's subordinates in Acropolis City's police station. Qin Feng even saved Li Tao once when he went to Heping Town's Feng Yun Fun City. However, Li Tao cultivated the little chrysanthemum treasure book, and since then he was neither a man nor a woman. It was as if he cultivated the sunflower treasure book. The last time Qin Feng saw Li Tao was during the exploration of the ancient martial ruins. It had been half a year since then. Just when Qin Feng had almost forgotten about this person, he suddenly appeared at the Demon Race Conference. What shocked Qin Feng even more was that Li Tao had ascended from being a level 5 devil cultivator to being able to fight against 2 level 4 devil generals by himself. This breakthrough speed shocked Qin Feng. I heard that someone dares to cause trouble at the Demon Race Conference. Come out and accept your death. While the atmosphere was stifling and deadlocked, an angry roar came from the sky. Before the voice faded away, a black shadow had already landed in front of the 4 demon generals. The man was wearing a black battle robe, and there were 2 sharp-hooked thorns on his back. There were 2 steel bracers on his arms, and his long hair was scattered over his shoulders. His face was pale and bloodless, but his lips were bright red. There was a red demon mark between his eyebrows. His eyebrows and hair shot up to the sky, making him look like a demon king. Seeing this person, the entire demon race was instantly stirred up. This was because he was the current king of the demon race, Demon King Zhonglu. Lord Demon King, it's those 2 brats who are causing trouble here. I hope that Demon King can uphold justice for everyone. As soon as Zhonglu appeared, the previously arrogant and despotic soul-snatching sect leader and the others became half a head shorter. When they spoke, their bodies had to bend slightly. Zhonglu ignored the words of the female demon Baiyu. His cold gaze swept across Li Tao and Qin Fun. Qin Fun was still lying in the huge pit to adjust his breath. Li Tao's expression became solemn as he sized up Zhonglu. You dare to cause trouble in the demon race's holy land? Which sect are you a disciple of? Zhonglu stood with his hands behind his back. His eyes always had a cold attitude, as if the entire demon race was his people. I don't belong to any sect. When I saw my man was beaten, I came out to take revenge. You don't need to talk nonsense. If you want to fight, then hurry up. Li Tao was not weak. In the face of Demon King Zhonglu, he can still calm down. Demon Lord knitted his eyebrows and looked at Qin Fun, who was lying in the deep pit. After confirming that Qin Fun was also a man, the Demon King's face became strange. I don't care about other things. Today is the demon race's convention. No one is allowed to cause trouble. You kneel down and kowtow to admit your guilt, and then abolish your cultivation. I will let you live because you are a member of the demon race. As the king of the demon race, Demon Lord was incomparably overbearing. Li Tao suddenly got angry and hit Demon Lord with his palm. I will abolish your cultivation first. Bang. A ball of red demonic energy filled the void and suddenly exploded into flames. Demon King Zhonglu was surrounded by the flames, but he didn't seem to dodge at all. The raging flames burned around his body for more than 5 meters. Even his appearance couldn't be seen clearly. Many demon disciples screamed in alarm, thinking that the Demon King was burned to death. However, at this moment, the flames suddenly moved. The flame that was several meters high suddenly condensed into a human shape. It was Demon King Demon Lord. He condensed the flame on his fist and fiercely smashed it towards Li Tao. You are courting death. The Demon King's roar shook the valley. The speed of this punch was too fast. Li Tao's face drastically changed. He wanted to dodge, but it was already too late. He hurriedly swung his fist, but he found out that the flames he threw out was very powerful. After the flames were condensed by Demon Lord, it seemed to have sublimated. Its temperature can even melt steel. Bang! A loud sound exploded in front of Li Tao. At the last moment, Li Tao retracted his fist. He was afraid that his whole arm will be burned to ashes by Demon Lord's fiery fist. Li Tao was ready to get punched by Demon Lord, but he found out that there was a dark blue ice wall in front of him. This ice wall was indestructible. Demon Lord's fiery fist only made a few cracks on it. But it didn't directly break the ice wall. My dear, it's you, right? You saved my life. You are so domineering. Li Tao suddenly woke up and rushed towards Qin Feng's body. Qin Feng's body was so scared that he almost vomited. Demon Lord's fist missed, so he quickly retreated back and stood in front of the 4 demon generals. However, the extreme ice wall slowly shattered and finally turned into mist and dissipated, as if nothing had happened. But everyone was shocked. The demon disciples were dumbfounded. The representatives of the 4 demon sects were also dumbfounded. Demon King Demon Lord secretly glanced at Qin Feng's eyes. He thought that the teenager in the deep pit was a waste. He didn't expect that his ice wall was so hard. Qin Feng's heart was also very shocked. That ice wall was condensed by the glacial snow mastiff's demon core. It was on the same level as the fire of destruction. The fire of destruction was the 1,000 beasts' true fire, which was much more powerful than the demonic flames. Since Qin Feng's possession of the ice wall, he had faced countless experts. Only Ling Jiutian could break the ice wall with one punch. And now, Demon Lord also did it. Although he didn't directly smash it, he really broke the defense of the ice wall. They thought that after Demon King Lord appeared, he will definitely kill Qinfeng's and Li Tao. But in the end, both sides just stood in the same place for a long time. The demon disciples didn't even dare to breathe loudly. This year's demon convention haven't started, and the Demon King has not been elected yet, but there were already 2 demon experts that they had never heard of before. Many of the disciples who were preparing to participate in the demon convention were in despair. Now, they didn't even have the courage to participate. The demon convention is about to begin. I will go and do my business. After a moment of confrontation, Demon Lord turned into a black shadow and disappeared, as if he had never appeared. Looking at the place where Demon Lord previously stood, the demon race was completely dumbfounded. What the hell now? Redhead Old Monster was dumbfounded. Even Demon King was scared away. However, White Moon Female Demon King, Soul Snatching Sect Leader, and Sword Demon King didn't think so. Demon King just casually attacked. He didn't even use his real strength. The reason why he left was to preserve his strength. Chapter 12:38. Since Demon King Chonglu didn't pursue Qin Feng and Li Tao's responsibility, the 4 demon cult representatives retreated. Seeing the demon generals of the large demon cult running away, the demon disciples felt like they were dreaming. They stole glances at Qin Feng and Li Tao from time to time. They were shocked. Hey, stay away from Qin Feng. Don't you think you're disgusting? Hua Yan ran to Qin Feng's side and pushed Li Tao, who was about to throw himself into Qin Feng's arms, to the side. It was Su Ruorou's first time seeing Li Tao, so she didn't know what kind of person he was. Qin Feng ate some pills and rested for a while. Now, he had recovered most of his strength. Li Tao wasn't angry when Hua Yan pushed him away. He put away the aggressiveness and fierceness he had when he faced Demon King Chonglu. He even put on a smile and moved closer to Hua Yan. Ha! Big sister Hua Yan, don't you recognize me? I'm Li Tao, your good sister Li Tao. Li Tao held Hua Yan's arm as if they were best friends. Hua Yan was shocked. She shook off Li Tao's hand as if her arm was on fire. Are you sick? If you're sick, go to the hospital and get treated. I'm warning you, if you dare to get close to Qin Feng again, I won't let you go. You're a man. Hua Yan was a mischievous woman, but she was tortured by Li Tao. Su Ruorou stood at the side in a daze. Her worldview was almost destroyed by Li Tao. Li Tao's condition was indeed more serious. Last time in the ancient martial relic, he was still aware that he was a man. He spoke cautiously because he was afraid that people would find out his mother's surname. But after half a year, Li Tao acted as if he was a woman and didn't care about the strange gazes around him. What's this big sister's name? We'll be good sisters in the future. We should take care of each other. Li Tao ran to Su Ruorou's side with a smile. Su Ruorou was scared and quickly retreated. She looked at Li Tao as if she was facing a great enemy. Qin Feng couldn't stand it anymore and kicked Li Tao to the ground. Demuda, I'll kill you if you keep this up. Qin Feng's angry roar scared the group of devil cultivator disciples away, but Li Tao wasn't afraid. He immediately crawled up from the ground, rubbed his butt, and looked at Qin Feng as if he had been wronged. Young Master Qin, you really kicked me hard. My butt hurt from your kick. Why you want to help me rub it? This time, Qin Feng didn't need to do anything. Hua Yan waved her hand, and a long blood shadow whip fell from the sky, directly lashing Li Tao's buttocks. Pervert! Hurry up and scram, or this old lady will whip you until your skin is torn and your flesh is torn. Even a kind-hearted little beauty like Su Ruorou almost pulled out her sword and stabbed Li Tao, this pervert, to death. Although Hua Yan was ruthless, Li Tao did not feel much pain due to his high realm. However, when he saw that his good sister refused to acknowledge him and turned against him, he looked at Hua Yan helplessly. He felt so wrong that tears fell from his eyes. Su Ruorou couldn't stand it anymore. She grabbed Hua Yan's arm and said, Hua Yan, stop hitting him. He saved Qin Feng's life. Let him go. Hua Yan finally stopped. She glared at Li Tao and shouted angrily, Pervert, get out of here. Li Tao's clothes were in tatters, but he ran to Hua Yen and Su Ruo's side as if nothing had happened. He held their hands and said excitedly, "Big sisters, please accept me. I promise I won't fight for your favor. I'll be responsible for young Master Qin's safety and the safety of my sisters." Su Ruo and Hua Yen rolled their eyes and almost fainted from anger. Qin Feng calmed down a bit and suddenly said to Li Tao, "Come with me for a moment." Li Tao hurriedly let go of the two women's hands and ran towards Qin Feng excitedly. Su Ruo and Hua Yen pouted gloomily. "Qin Feng, if you dare to go with him, we won't talk to you anymore." Qin Feng was confused by this strange relationship. He said with a serious expression, "I have something to ask Li Tao. What are you guys thinking about? Don't worry and wait for me." Qin Feng dragged Li Tao to a secluded corner. Su Ruo and Hua Yen could still see them, but they couldn't hear their conversation. "Young Master Qin, why did you call me over alone? Does it?" Li Tao's face was red and he twirled his index finger. Before he could finish, Qin Feng punched him in the chest and yelled, "Be fucking serious?" Li Tao didn't react at all. He even pouted and acted coquettishly. "Young Master Qin, I've always been serious. Can't you tell?" Qin Feng was completely defeated by Li Tao. He had asked Little Pig about the Little Chrysanthemum Treasured Book and the Demon Treasured Book. The Demon Sovereign Treasured Book had no side effects, but the Little Chrysanthemum Treasured Book had side effects. It could cause gender confusion. The more one cultivated, the more serious the gender confusion would be. From Li Tao's current performance, it was no wonder that his strength increased by leaps and bounds. "What's the level of your Little Chrysanthemum Treasured Book?" Qin Feng asked the main question. "It's only a small success. This Little Chrysanthemum Treasured Book is one of the demon grand ceremonies. It's very profound and difficult to cultivate," Li Tao said with a pout. Qin Feng resisted the urge to angrily slap Li Tao. Inside, he was shocked. Li Tao only cultivated the Little Chrysanthemum Treasured Book to a small success, yet he was already so strong. What would happen if he cultivated it to the completion stage? Soon, Qin Feng thought of another serious problem. Li Tao became like this after reaching the small success stage. Would he really become a woman when he reached the completion stage? Would his body structure change as well? Qin Feng discovered that the demon grand ceremonies were very powerful. In the end, he could change a person's gender. This was why Qin Feng never cultivated the Demon Sovereign Treasured Book. This demon technique was a bit strange. "Then what level are you at now?" Qin Feng continued to ask. "That's hard to say. My true level is only level 2 Demon General, but if I use a secret technique to increase my strength, even a level 4 Demon General powerhouse is trash in front of me." Li Tao held his head high and puffed out his chest. It was rare for him to show the domineering side of a man. Though the side effects of the Little Chrysanthemum Treasured Book were too terrifying, Qin Feng had to admit that he was powerful. Li Tao's current situation was the same as Qin Feng's. The two of them were about the same level, but they could kill people above their level after exploding. There were as many experts as the clouds in the Devil Race convention this time. Qin Feng was a little uncertain in his heart. Now that Li Tao suddenly appeared, he became a capable battle general for Qin Feng. "Li Tao, I want to participate in this demon conference and take down the Demon King. How about you help me?" Qin Feng asked tentatively. Li Tao agreed without hesitation. "Don't worry, young Master Qin, my body is yours from now on. Papa, my life is young Master Qin's. Just one word from young Master Qin and this little girl will not refuse." Qin Feng was scared to the point of turning around and running a few times, but in the end, he still stood firmly in front of Li Tao. Even when he met a peerless powerhouse like Ling Jiutian, Qin Feng was not as afraid as he was now. Just as the two finished talking, Demon King Zhonglu's majestic and powerful voice came from afar. The demon conference had officially begun. Thousands of disciples from various sects gathered in front of a fighting ring. Zhonglu stood on the ring, while the White Moon female demon and the other 3 stood on both sides of the ring. They controlled the order and safety of the scene at all times. The audience was completely silent. The demon disciples listened to Zhonglu's words seriously. Qin Feng and Li Tao returned to the two women's side. The two women immediately held Qin Feng's arms tightly and stared at Li Tao with vigilance. It was as if they had found a love rival. Qin Feng, what did you guys talk about over there? Hua Yan stared at Qin Feng nervously. Su Ruoro was also afraid. If Qin Feng dared to mess around with Li Tao, Su Ruoro would never let Qin Feng touch her body again. Seeing the two women's suspicious eyes, Qin Feng naturally knew what they were thinking. He was immediately depressed. Was he that kind of person in their eyes? Don't think too much. I let Li Tao join the Demon Moon cult. In a while, he will join forces with me to fight for the Demon King position. If we can win this term's Demon King, the demon race will be under our control in the future. Ruoro's mother can also be safely rescued. After all, Qin Feng came to the sacred land of the demon race to help Su Ruoro save her mother. In fact, Qin Feng could directly kill his way to the Star Luna sect and force them to release Luyu. However, Luyu was a disciple of the Star Luna sect. If he really fought with the Star Luna sect, it would be very difficult for Luyu. Therefore, Qin Feng planned to win the Demon King position. Then, he would unify the righteous and demonic sects of the pugilistic world. This way, the pugilistic world would develop in a more orderly manner. At this time, Demon King Zhong Lu finished talking nonsense and officially started the competition of the Demon Conference. Not only would the new Demon King be chosen, but the Demon Saintess would also be chosen. According to the rules of the previous Demon Conference, we will first fight for the Demon King position. Now, let the competition begin. Just as Zhong Lu finished speaking, a black shadow flew up and landed on the large arena. The man was in his 40s and held a thin sword. He looked around the crowd and said, "I am Gao Chen of Yunhai Mountain. If anyone is dissatisfied, please come up on stage." Yunhai Mountain was only a small sect among the demon sections. However, Gao Chen was the sect's great elder. His strength was stable at the 8th stage of the demon cultivator realm. He was more powerful than more than half of the thousands of people in the arena. Seeing Gao Chen, Su Ruoro and Hua Yan's expressions turned cold. Hua Yan pulled Qin Feng's arm and complained, "Qin Feng, before you came, that guy almost bullied Ruoro. Luckily, I arrived in time and scared them away." Qin Feng was instantly furious. However, before he could go up on stage, a gust of wind blew beside the three of them. They saw Li Tao land on the arena. Without a word, he struck out with his palm. The 8th stage demon cultivator, Gao Chen, was sent flying dozens of meters away. He died on the spot. The noisy crowd suddenly became quiet. There was only the sound of the wind whistling in their ears. Qin Feng and the other two were startled. They were shocked by Li Tao's strength. This kid was cruel and merciless to his enemies, but in front of Qin Feng and the two women, he was neither a man nor a woman. The contrast was so big that the three of them were shocked. Many people didn't see the situation clearly. They discovered that Gao Chen of Yunhai Mountain was already dead. Li Tao was too lazy to look at Gao Chen's corpse. He looked around at the crowd and coldly shouted, "Everyone saw it, right? This is the result of bullying my good sister. Brothers, I haven't rushed to the monthly rankings for a long time. Please support me with the monthly votes. Young Master Du is very grateful." For the fastest and error-free reading, please bookmark this site to read the latest. You're tuning in to the Dreamy Chapters YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support, and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.